This Blade Runner RPG is a game played by adults and contains content intended for a mature audience. The game addresses dark and difficult themes that may be uncomfortable or upsetting to some viewers, including, but not limited to, violence, strong language, loss of autonomy, and sexual content. All of the participants have discussed their zones of comfort at length and have safety tools at their disposal. Please use caution when viewing and be sure to take a break if you feel the need. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the game.
How you doing? I'm most surprised, like, oh, hey, there's my face. There's people. Hi. We're so happy you could join us. It's very, I don't know, we're laughing, but we're crying inside because it's the last game of this Blade Runner campaign that has been very near and dear to our hearts. So we're all feeling a little emotional tonight. But we'll power through, and once the TPK hits, then people will sort of feel that relief.
Nice.
Started with a TPK, gonna went to, so just don't accept noodle deliveries. I'm kidding. No TPK. Hope everyone's doing great tonight. Want to welcome you. We are the Superior Adventurers Guild. We're thinking of marketing some soup. The superior soup. But that's something for another time. That's right. We are very thrilled to have you here on this, our last night of Blade Runner. Game published by Free League Publishing. Comes out in 2 days, actually, I do believe. So I certainly heartily recommend it. It's been a pretty awesome game. I recommend it. If you like all this stuff that we've been doing here, you can be doing it too. Just that easy. So yeah, speaking of the Blade Runner world, last time I'll go through the spiel, but it takes place in the not too distant future in 2037. There are androids called Replicants. They've taken a place in society. They're non-mechanical. They're made of synthetic flesh and bone. They need to eat, sleep, just like any other humans. They're not robots or anything like that. The theme of what it means to be human is very much at the center of the book, films, as well as this campaign. The notion of memory, and all that ties into identity, and all that has been also a big part of it. I have some absolutely amazing players around this table with me. We did have discussions about all we wanted to accomplish with this game. We all agreed we wanted to take a deep, dark dive into the world, explore things that are perhaps a little uncomfortable at times, but everyone laid clearly established comfort zones. We have safety tools on hands, and we make sure everyone's okay as we go through. Same thing for you guys. If it gets a little hot, feel free to take a pause. No need to scar anyone. But before we move on,
now you say it.
Yeah. Speaking of not scarring anyone, let us meet for the last time? ? Our incredible casts.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, hi. You guys are still all here.
Hello.
We came back for more.
Came back for more. I think tonight's when you're going to discover that all this is an alien conspiracy, and it's like in They Live. You're going to put on some glasses, and you're going to see the aliens buying everything.
Great reference. I love that movie.
I know. I hope I didn't spoil anything. Spoilers. You guys have huge mugs.
Don't judge us by the size of our mugs.
Yeah, look who's talking, pal. Look who's
Maybe
talking.
we just have really little hands.
Maybe I'll sit here from now on, Dave. How about that?
Hey, I love your mug, dude. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Massive.
I'm talking a creep.
Too late. Too late. You're off the Christmas list, pal. Yep.
What a sound.
What a sound.
I was just going to comment on the zero pain infliction in that sound and all the pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
That's from my ASMR OnlyFans practice.
And this point, audience, is when you hit that subscribe button to get all the juicy content. Subscribe.
Or don't, and save your sanity.
Yeah.
This used to be a family-friendly stream channel, but
joke's on you, pal.
Oh God.
Speaking of, family-friendly, Hooli, how you doing?
The opposite of family friendly today, buddy.
Nice.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you got going on, what's happening, where people can find you, how you're feeling.
I'm feeling like Sark is ready to get this shit taken care of. Tired of having games played with her and the people she cares about. And as far as me, I am Huli of Heroes and Hooligans, facilitator of Chaos, and sponsor of Greyhawk Stream with Wonka TTRPG. Heroes are not Heroes and Hooligans, but Honey and Sage Candy Company. That is me doing all of the sweet and delicious things all the time. Oh, look at you.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I thought Dave was going to show us his flashlight.
He was just
That's
giving us that butt shot.
Only on my OnlyFans. I'm going to have a little bit of this. This is so good. Huli, I'm just going to put a quick plug. This cotton candy is amazing.
It's crack.
Yep, it really is.
Ever since we took Huli on as we can't see it, Huli. There we go.
Yeah, so there's some bad Santa too. That's one of our holiday flavors. My green screen's killing me right now, but
Put it in front of you. Put it in front of you. There you go.
Just be careful with the bacon. Just be careful with the bacon.
There you
Be
go.
careful with it.
More bacon.
At Guild Superior, we put on great games and have no more teeth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Teeth are overrated.
You know.
What?
You don't need teeth to eat cotton candy, Bleak.
Mm-mm.
True. Just need
Thank
that
God.
You don't need teeth to get a job at the truck stop.
Hey, speaking of truck stops, hey, Creep.
Oh my god.
That segue.
You know, I hope this is the last episode of this fucking campaign. Just kidding. Love you.
So, Creep.
This is off the rails.
Me?
Yeah, we twa.
Hi, I'm Creep. I'm here because I'm the creep and I make everybody very comfortable, obviously. Play TTRPGs like D&D and I paint D&D miniatures. You can find me all across the interwebs as Darling Creep Show. And I'm really sad that this is the finale. It's breaking my heart in two.
All good things have to end.
So they say.
I know. That's why I never end.
God damn it. That's why my poor jokes never end.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming, Creep.
Thanks for having me. I'll make sure to pull out.
All right. Speaking of pulling out, Dave.
Thank you. I am the responsible one. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm the responsible one. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
You realize, you know.
It's time to really have a heart-to-heart about what kind of content the Superior Adventurers Guild is putting out on our Twitch channel. It's content that has heart, grit, soul, some curse words, some innuendos, and a lot of creep show, uncomfortable references. Yes, it's the Superior Adventures Guild. Welcome, my friends. My name is Dave, Dungeon Dave, or DM Dave. I play games, produce games, and run games here on this channel with my friends, like these beautiful people and other beautiful people. We've got a bunch of great content throughout the week that I'm sure most of you are familiar with, but I'll just rattle it off here. Monday night this week, we have our the conclusion of our 3-part special Monday Night Mayhem game, Once Upon a Rhyme, with Kevron Games running a absolutely fantastic adventure, a great table of players. You got to check it out. Tuesday, we're back with Greyhawk, the Heroes of Greyhawk, where we are about to find out the aftermath of some strange corruption from evil ghosts. We're then going back to Nuavarden on Wednesday with Dungeon Mr. Ty and the crew to see what happened to our adventurers who got thrown in jail, of course. And then we'll be back with some Shadesong, the finale of Shadesong Season 1 on Thursday. So it's a big week for us at the Guild. We hope you'll come and join us and hang out. Thank you so much. Back to you, Bleak.
A lot of finales.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Hey, did you mention our Christmas special?
No, it's a total secret.
Okay.
But now the cat's out of the bag.
I won't mention it.
Go ahead.
Premise?
We have a Christmas special, but we'll talk about it next week.
Should we save it?
Yeah, save it.
It's a Vaesen game. It's going to be really good. I'm playing a priest.
That's right.
because we're gonna clean it up. It's like we have to atone for the sins of Blade Runner.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
If
And
God is my witness, we shall atone for these evil deeds.
Sorry, Father,
Phantom
for
and
I've
Jay-
sinned.
Phantom and Jay
Multiple times.
It's in the chat right now, and he's played a priest in my Vaesen game before, so you have a high bar to clear over. Just telling you.
I do like a
Rob
good
brought
bar.
it. Rob brought it. Just saying. Just saying.
Rob, you can be my acting coach.
That's right. Hey, couple of shout outs before we get going here, or before this, devolves into further lasciviousness. We would like to thank CryoChamber for all the music that we've played throughout this mini campaign that we've done. The music is amazing. CryoChamber have been excellent with us. Very cool. So please do check them out. Look them up. Look them up if you need music. Also, they're super easy to work with, and we thank them very much. We use Owlbear Rodeo.
We just got rated, so real quick, thank you, Society. Woo!
Thank you, Society.
Boom. Love you guys.
Wow. It's just like very Blade Runner-ish to have Society rating right at the end. Society is always trying to kill you in Blade Runner. What was I saying? Yes, Owlbear Rodeo for EVTT. We use maps from Cyber Maps Patreon and Solution Maps Patreon. All the maps I've used, save for perhaps a couple that I made myself, were from these two Patreons. Amazing work, excellent maps. I used them even when there wasn't combat, like they're piece of art. I loved all of them. We'll plan to use them. They're on Patreon. Check them out. Solution Maps and Cyber Maps. All of them. Check them out. Definitely worth it. I want to give a shout out to Ashley, Andy, the production crew at Guild Superior, Miko, for his help with some of the art featured in the game. If you want to join all the awesome players and friends in our Discord, follow the links popping off in the chat. We'd love to have you join us. We have tons of new games, new contents coming in the new year. We're looking for players for a lot of stuff. So, come see us, say, hey, I want to play. I'm going to be like, all right, start something. Thank you, viewers, for coming on this dark little ride with us. We've enjoyed the comments in the chat here, the comments on the YouTube videos we've been posting. You can watch the entire series as well as all our other stuff on our YouTube channel on VOD. It's all there for you to watch and rewatch. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get going for the last time.
Oh, that hurts.
Going for the last time. For the last time.
Kind of feels like the first time, though.
The very first time.
Like a virgin. Touch the first time.
All right.
Awkward.
I'll see you guys.
Yeah,
the next
peace out.
one. Bye.
Jesus.
I'm out.
Morning to all the people who just came in with the raid. This is TVMA. Not all our streams are TVMA, but this one definitely.
Yeah,
is.
if you didn't pick up on that already.
All right. So last game was one with full of reveals. All sorts of secrets came to light. Sark having just realized recently that she perhaps was not the original Sark Ratcher, but a reprogrammed android that had been sent to infiltrate the police unit, but whose brain got scrambled during an explosion at the beginning of the session, and so had been reprogrammed. So she's a double agent. Was being used to lure out Orc's followers, and managed to do that, and also managed, after taking the drug Deep Echo and having an encounter with some sort of godlike being in her dreams, managed to remember several memories that had been buried in her subconscious, and gave her a lot of good information about Orc and his plans and what they were trying to do. Meanwhile, Twitch was having a very pointed discussion with Saul Grabowski, the head of the undercover and SWAT units of the LAPD, because a couple of days ago, Twitch had decided that it was a great career move to take his gun and beat Saul about the head several times, when this one revealed to him that Sark was in fact not the real Sark, and had been in there and his team. Grabowski decided to, get payback the old-fashioned way, grabbed Twitch off the street, hauled him into an isolated warehouse, and proceeded to destroy his hand, his left hand, turning it into something akin to a baseball glove in looks and feel, before kicking him out to the curb. He was then picked up by his friend Ernie, and came to the realization that perhaps Twitch had not been very honest with himself and with others about the fact that his wife was in fact deceased and had not just left the planet to go to the off-world colonies to wait for him there. They discovered that some sort of drug treatment that Twitch had undergone after experiencing a traumatic event when he was just a young police officer watching his partner, Kurt Northrup, gun down a whole bunch of innocent replicants in a subway as he kind of went crazy, had messed up his brain to the point where some of the memories that were too traumatic were getting absorbed in the effects of this drug, and forcing Twitch to create fantasies about what these memories really were. And so he came face to face with that, which kind of shattered him somewhat. At the same time, Phyllis had finally, having been challenged by her former boss to go and kill Aster Lambros, went to meet Aster, but found in Aster perhaps someone who was very much like her. Decided in the end that mercy was the way to go and not to kill Aster, thereby sort of securing her own sense of humanity for herself. But in doing this, learned a few other secrets that all the team, now having gathered together after Phyllis and Twitch, both in their moments of emotional vulnerability, finally realized there was a deeper connection between them than they had perhaps thought before. Enjoying a nice little romantic moment until Sark showed up in the morning, knocking at the door. Third wheel Sark, they call her. And putting all these disparate pieces of information together, along with all the other clues they had amassed so far, they came to the realization that Orc's plan was probably to assassinate Aster or Wallace or both, or something like that it was going to happen soon. And Twitch himself sort of put a couple of things together and realized that it could be possible that Orc was in fact his former partner, Kurt Northrup, who had undergone a rehabilitation program that used the same drugs that were the basis for the Deep Echo, to make him more empathetic towards replicants, and that this program had perhaps gone a bit too far, and instead of making him simply empathetic toward replicants, had started making them believe he was a replicant, and not only that, but that he was their god and savior, and that he could lead them into the new world. And so he's the one perhaps who has been doing this, and that is what the unit is about to go and investigate. Sorry, that was a bit of a lengthy recap, but there was a lot that went on last game, and I wanted to make sure everyone was back on track. Any questions, gang, before we proceed? Anything that's left unclear?
Was it the same drugs that they gave Kurt that they gave to Twitch to help Twitch forget about what happened, or was it? So it was the same.
Yeah, it was the same program. There might have been slightly different drugs, but it was, it was basically the same program that was meant to retool someone's memories, personality to a certain degree, and all that, nominally to help with getting over traumatic events. And then they pushed it a little bit further into reconditioning with Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually they abandoned the program, as you can imagine, and the basis for the drug made its way on the streets and became Deep Echo. So all of this also is kind of mixed up with Dawnstar Biosynth and Blake the Walker and the VR product and all that. And So a lot of that information came from the same place. It was all about trying to get people to rediscover a sense of empathy. But as is so often the case, the good intentions paved the way straight to hell. In Greek tragedy, they call this the hamartia, the tragic flaw. I'm a nerd.
Can confirm.
Je suis le nerd.
The best
All
kind.
right. So unless Twitch and Phyllis want to have another quick go ahead, maybe.
I mean,
Can you imagine as they're like, "Hey, Star, can you just wait a minute? We'll be right
We'll
back."
meet you there.
no, you can hang out, Sark. Just hang out in the kitchen.
Just turn on
It'll
the
be
TV.
Earmuffs.
It'll be fine.
Earmuffs, Sark.
No. I have a nice fancy apartment that I could be chilling
God, you
at
do.
rather than
Yeah. Hey, could
outside of yours. No, you can't.
I get
Don't
the
even
keys
ask.
to your?
Oh, you can't.
Let's not
Fair.
I was forgetting to mention Fadir, of course, who Sark rescued in the motel, and Fadir, who turned out to be a replicant. He himself did not know this. Nobody else in the unit knew this. He was an IA, an internal affairs replicant that had been sent to the unit to try to entrap Twitch, but Twitch being fairly clean and not falling for it, and then had been assigned to keep an eye on Sark after she was reprogrammed. So unfortunately, Fadir was severely injured through the process of having his memories retaken, and so he is not here. But so many discoveries last time, so many reveals, crazy. All right, so you have come to the conclusion that perhaps in some way, shape, or form, Kurt Northrup, your former partner, Twitch, who apparently years ago, so as you do a little bit of digging, you find out that after the time where he was supposedly gone through this program, he had been sent to Newark in New Jersey as part of a team that was there because they were having a bit of a replicant revolt there in the manufacturing district, and the cops there were being used to as strike breakers and as riot breakers, and he had been sent to work there. You find indication in the paperwork that that's sort of officially where he went, but there's no indication he ever went there. There's no indication he ever worked again for the police. So you get the feeling that he was just sort of quietly let go. When you follow up with some of your contacts, including your friend Elvis Takagi, you manage to find information as to where Kurt Northrup had been holed up when last anyone knew anything about him. And so you geared up, the three of you, got yourself some armor, some shotguns, and you are now stacked just outside the door to Kurt Northrup's apartment, which is in a really, really dingy part of town on the outskirts of LA, like on the edge of the desert, basically in an area that's mostly just like dingy strip clubs and roach motels and cheap prefabricated apartment buildings. Just a bad part of town. He has a small building that he took over that perhaps used to be a diner or some sort of commercial establishment before. And when you arrive there, it's clear that there's power. You can see some light in the place, but there doesn't seem to be anyone there right now. You don't see any vehicles or anything like that. You stack up outside the house. If you'll give me just a second.
I imagine we've got like a badass formation as we're sort of like getting to the place, sneaking in, getting ready. We all kind of know from our training, like what to do.
Yeah, you have training. Hold on, I'm just going to do something I should have done earlier, but
Do it.
forgot.
These
All
maps
right.
are so good.
Yeah. Okay. So you find yourselves. So there's a front door here. When you went around the area, you could not find another door. There is a back window. So there's a window over here. There's a window over here.
I can't
and
see your little zippy thing.
my little zippy thing.
If you're gesturing towards areas, I don't see it. Sorry.
No, I was just putting a yellow circle up to where the.
Oh, got it.
But up here, there's a window.
Okay.
All right, and the door is down here.
Got it.
So, as you approach this place, you are. We have Sark. No, sorry, that's Shay. Sark doesn't love Shay anymore. Phyllis and Sark. So the three of you are there. Where would you like to position yourselves to go in? Who's going in by the front door? Is anyone checking out the window? What are you doing? Also, there's the fact that, probably an electrical box out there somewhere. I'm actually realizing that there's a back door. There's a back door right here.
I mean, maybe we should each take... Do we have comms?
Yeah.
Together? All right. Maybe we each take a door.
With Phyllis's background, I would say she's probably going to take that window in the back and use her climby, stealthy kitty ways and
Your
get
mobility.
in there. Yep.
Who's going by the front door and who's going by the back door then?
I kind of feel like Twitch, since he knows this guy, is going to go front door.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing, Twitch. Let's talk about this before we put you at the front door.
Yes, sir.
Because we still have that little bit of they still think Sark is working for them to play with. And I don't know how kindly he's going to take to you turning up at the door, and you've already got a bum hand, so maybe putting you at the front line is not a smart idea.
I'm gonna fucking blast him.
But well, yeah.
All right. You take the front door, I'll take the back door.
Oh, ayo.
Can we kill the power first?
You could try. Would you like to do that? You need to do a tech roll.
Oh, well, let's see. Am I any good at tech? I'm not good at that one. I didn't even get my dice out. All right, what is tech? What is my tech? 8 and 10.
That's
12
like
and
asking
10.
if
All right.
Twitch is good at drinking bourbon.
Boybin.
Boybin.
You know he drinks old granddads, right?
Oh no.
I've got a 9 and a 10 on a tech roll.
All right, so absolutely no problem. You find the electrical box in the back. In fact, when you look back here, you do notice there's like a pretty big setup of antennas, dishes, stuff like that. So it looks like he's got some sort of a pretty solid setup for,
Broadcasting.
Yeah, broadcasting and receiving. You do manage to find not only the electrical panel next to it, but there's also a generator that's hidden back there. So with your extra success, so not only do you manage to kill the electrical power to the place, you manage to also kill the generator so it doesn't kick in when you do so. Unfortunately, the map I have is lit up, so you'll just have to imagine that it's no longer lit up.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. As long as it provides some sort of disadvantage to us getting in for him, that's fine.
Phyllis, can you give me all your money? No, can you give me an observation check? So as with a lot
That's
of
an 8 and an 8. Woo!
awesome.
Right out the gate.
As with a lot of Free League systems, the system is very simple. In Blade Runner, you roll a dice for your skill and the dice for your attribute, and you're looking in this case for 6s. You managed to get 2 8s, which is 2 successes, which is great. As you're standing by the back window and they cut the power, you do notice something inside happens, like someone goes, "What the?" And then there's some movement. So there's clearly someone inside.
I definitely speak into my comms and say, looks like we got a little movement on the inside, guys. Be careful.
Copy that.
So give me your initiatives, and we will kick the door in.
I don't remember what to roll
I just wanted
for.
to knock gently and ask if he had
You just
ever
wanna
heard
knock?
about my Lord and Savior, Blakely Christ.
So you knock gently and ask if he's ever heard of your savior, but you don't hear anything. But you figure after what Phyllis just told you about someone sort of reacting to the darkness and whatnot.
Is it an agility roll for? initiative?
So your you rolled your agility.
Cool.
No, sorry, actually,
Just
not at all. Not at all. I'm going to crack. You don't roll anything. We draw cards.
There
Oh,
we go.
okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
knew there was something I was missing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
can't
All
tell
right.
we haven't done a lot of combat, right?
Yeah. Well, this is like the second combat in the 8 games that we played.
Yeah.
Combat situation. All right. So I'll go on the order of the screen. So Twitch will go at 2. Phyllis will go at 4. Stark will go at 8. And whoever's inside will go at that. Okay. So yeah, so Twitch, you are first. You can hold if you want, by the way. But so the lights go out, she knocks, there's no answer. You get the call from Phyllis, there's someone inside, I heard movement.
I'm gonna kick the door in.
All right, give me a force roll.
Okay.
Strength plus your force. If you have any sort of specialties that would give you a bonus, let me know.
I have martial arts boxing, but I don't think that would apply here. I did not get. I got a 4 and a 3.
All right, so you put up your foot, you hit it. It kind of buckles a little bit, but it's clear that there's something on the inside, maybe like a a security bar or something that's preventing it from crashing in. Do you want to push your roll?
Yes.
Go for it.
6.
All right. Noise, you get yourself a 6.
Do I take any damage or anything from pushing, or is that only on a fail?
No, only if you fail.
Okay.
Did you roll
Sweet.
any ones?
I did not roll any 1s. 2 3s and then a 6.
All right. So when you push, you get 1. You get
4, 3, and a
stress or
6.
damage for all the ones that you roll.
Okay.
So you don't. So you hit it the first time, it kind of gives a little bit. Then you're like, you hit it a second time. The door crashes open, and you find yourself in what appears to be a kitchen. A little kitchen area. There's like an automatic cooker, an automatic coffee machine, just like all sorts of. It's really dirty, kind of unkempt. There's plastic and paper dishes everywhere, takeout boxes all over the place. There's stuff all over the floor. It's just a disgusting mess, completely disgusting mess. You kick in the door and move there. You can move if you want to the door that leads to the next room, unless you want to stop and do something in that kitchen.
Hell no. I'm gonna go to the door.
Phyllis at 4.
Yes. I would like to try to stealth in through this window.
All right, so you do realize there's a sort of metal shutter that's on it. So the first thing you'll have to do is try to bypass that.
Okay.
So you can either make some sort of force check, or if you want to use a more sort of agility-based approach, you could try to, pop it open. You pull out a knife or whatever, something you have, and kind of try to squeeze it in and.
Yeah. What would I roll for that?
I would say give me your agility and your stealth, probably.
Okay.
We don't
Oh,
have anything
boy.
so you will roll your you're agility and stuff. That's fine.
Yeah. High dice, low rolls. 5 and a 3.
Oh, that's not good enough. Are you gonna push?
What would be my dice to push?
You would just re-roll both your dice in this case since you
Yeah, we'll push. We'll
all
push it. Push it real good.
salt and
7 and a 6, much better.
awesome, yeah. So very good. 2 successes in there. So you managed to jimmy your knife in there. You flick the little lock on the other side. The thing opens, and with your 2 successes, you managed to do it without making any noise. And I will say, since it was agility and stealth, that roll will carry over so that you can slip into this room also.
Wonderful.
Finding yourself in the bathroom. The bathroom, as you can imagine, is rancid, disgusting. The bathtub looks like it hasn't been cleaned in forever. There's like not even an actual toilet. There's like a hole there, and there's like toilet paper sort of all over the place. It's definitely one of the grossest, most disgusting bathrooms you've ever seen. The walls are covered in slogans, the likes of which you've seen before, all these William Blake's writing and stuff like that. They're like, the entire room is covered with them. The enamel side of the bathtub is covered with them. The sink just everywhere. Like the floor has them, the ceiling. It's just a total loony bin, basically. You can also move to the next door and be prepared if you want.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do a more thorough search of this place, or probably clear out the place first before you start searching.
Yeah, I feel like I don't even have to search this room. I already know what's up in here. So I'm just gonna move up to the door and kind of whisper into my comms to everybody that looks like we found the right guy. Seeing a lot of familiar writing on the wall inside here.
At the front door, Sark. The door is locked. How would you like to approach getting through it?
I'm gonna check and see if Twitch is inside over comms. Hearing Phyllis is in, and I'm going to actually, since if I get confirmation that they're both inside, I would like to draw attention to my direction so they may have to jump. I'm going to blow the door handle off with my shotgun, please.
Awesome. How we like to do it. Let's go ahead and give me
a
firearms, agility and firearms roll. Not that you can miss, but just to kind of see what the effect is.
12 and an 8.
That's double. That's 3 successes, in fact, because anything above a 10 counts as 2 successes. So you put the gun right at the perfect spot. You fire it. It kicks out, blows the lock completely out of the way. The door kind of partially opens, just enough so that you get kind of a clear view inside, but you're still kind of covered by it. That's how good your shot was. And as you take a look, you see the inside of what is basically a living room. There is same thing as I was telling Phyllis a second ago. The floors and walls are just covered with this sort of writing. You can see prints of weird sort of art, and I'll show it to you in a little bit, sort of covering the entire place. There's a couple of huge TVs broadcasting all sorts of channels. There's a computer set up in one corner with a big monitor, and you can see like all sorts of the equivalent of the internet that they have in here, which is the corporate link information sort of scrolling through it. This guy was obviously had like a pretty good sort of technological command center, if you will. You don't see anything, but give me an observation roll, if you will, Sark.
Six and an 8.
All right. From your angle, you can see that the door to the one room that's still dark is kind of ajar, and you briefly saw someone sort of pull back from looking through the thing. So there's definitely someone in that middle room there. You're muted.
When I step in the door, I'm going to start speaking. Without contraries is no progression. Attraction and repulsion, reason and energy, love and hate are necessary to human existence. and I'm gonna move in as I talk, like kind of creep towards the open door.
Okay. Cool. So you can move sort of wherever you want inside that room. You can go and place yourself wherever you want. The door is like here. So you can tell again, there's someone behind that door. They kind of look sort of quickly again through the crack and then sort of pull back. Go back to Twitch.
Twitch is going to come through the door from the kitchen, sort of holding his shotgun up, sees Sark across the room. And I imagine Sark gives him like a signal, like eyes on right there. And he like looks to the right. He sees there's a door there, and he just kind of like turns and levels the shotgun. And he just says, "The jig's up. Come on out. Are you going to end up dead like the rest of them?"
You hear nothing. You can hold your action if you wish. Phyllis.
Yeah. You said I was already peeking through the door, right? So I know everybody's in there. I'm gonna kind of come out the door and crouch over here and just kind of position myself. I'm assuming that the door into here is this middle open area. Yeah, so I'm just
the boxes there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna very like silently crouch and kind of wait to assist if I need to, if anyone comes through that door.
You can now hear sort of gasps and heavy breathing coming from that room. And then after a moment, you hear, "Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! I'm not really one of them. I was just sent to pack this place up. I don't know anything. I'm coming out with my hands up.
Nice and slow. We don't want you to get hurt.
I don't have any weapons."
I'm just ready. Like, I'm holding my action from last time. If there's any sense that this poses a danger as this person comes out, I'm just going to blast them.
Okay.
Center mass.
This guy slowly comes out. Can you all do observation checks, please? To see the grenade that he's holding. No, I'm kidding. He's holding a bag of noodles.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Man, that would just put
I've got a 6 and a 5.
6 and a 2.
5 and a 3.
All right, so everyone except Phyllis, but it's normal Phyllis because he's probably kind of like got his back to you a bit more. As he comes out, you remember him from the case file earlier. He was one of the guys who worked with Sol Young-jin, the original graph doc, street doc that had been killed by Orc. He comes out and he's got his hands up and he's shaking and he looks really kind of nervous. He's like, "I'm just here to pick up the stuff.
Get on the ground!"
Yes. And he gets down and he lays down flat on the ground and stops moving.
Right on top of him, pushing him down to the ground. Throw the shotgun over my shoulder and start like patting him down for weapons or anything.
He does have a gun on him, a small sort of hold-out gun stuck in the back of his pants.
Grab it. I slide it across the floor towards Sark.
I don't know anything. I swear.
I'm going to pick it up and go. I'm going to step over where Twitch has got him on the ground. I'm still going to have my shotgun up, and I want to go into the other room to make sure there's nobody else in there and that he wasn't just sent out as a decoy.
Okay. When you get to the other room, you see that it's like some sort of surgical room. It is spotless, super well clean. It looks like he was packing up some of the surgical equipment that's in there. You can see that it's been used before. There's, in one of the bins, there's bandages and gauze with blood on them and stuff like that. You see boxes from the med dispensary that Sol Young-jin had been involved with. There are a couple of boxes of medical, not equipment, but synthetic replicant products and stuff like that throughout this room. You can see on the wall this giant painting. At first, you kind of think it's like Leonardo da Vinci's, was it the Vitruvian Man, right? Kind of thing. But then you realize it's a portrait of whoever Orc is, and is just, it's kind of like a full body scan of him that's been put up, and it shows all the different places where he's had muscle graft replacements and various other surgeries that have put in synthetic replicant parts on his body, and notes of where some of them have been rejected, leaving intense scarring. And there's apparently a lot of scarring like on his back and down the back of his legs and stuff like that. But a lot of it has sort of maintained, and you can see like the original form was a much more like a regular man, but then like there's just these mounds of muscles that have been grafted onto him over time, making him this just huge rip mass.
Does he look like Kurt at all?
The image of him doesn't have a face. It's just kind of an outline of his body. They didn't draw in features or anything, but looking at that, there's no indication of that, but we'll see what you find later.
Out of character question. Yeah. Does this imply that Sol Young Jin was doing the grafting on Blake?
Yeah.
Either knowingly or unknowingly?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to cuff this guy that I've got pinned and sort of like let off him a little bit. Pull him back up to his knees.
I'm not a criminal, man.
What are you doing here, kid?
I was just sent to get this stuff.
What stuff?
All the excess mats and the gear that Sol Young Jin had given him over the years. He called last night and said he wouldn't need it anymore, and I was free to come back and get it and start my own thing.
Who called? Who called you?
Orc.
You mean Kurt?
I don't know any Kurt, man. Oh, you mean Kurt Vanderhoof? The sausage salesman down in...
No.
Okay, no, I don't. That's the only Kurt I know. I don't know anything, man. It's just Orc had this deal with Sol Young Jin, and last night he called. He said he didn't need us anymore. You know, he was glad I hadn't said anything, so he said I could come and take this and start my own business. I'm just trying to get by, man. I'm just trying to start my own street clinic and, try and make a bit of coin. I'm not a criminal.
I just look up at Phyllis and I'm like, what do we do with this fucking guy?
You can keep the stuff. Just let me know. I don't know.
Shut your mouth for a minute.
Yes.
I say we search the place. Leave him cuffed for now.
Yeah. I'm going to take him over to the chair and sit him down with my shotgun pointed at him. Just sit tight, pal. No need to get jumpy. Sock, what you got in there?
A lot of fucking stuff.
Shit.
It's gonna take me a minute to kind of look through. Hey, Bleak.
Yeah.
That's all tech in there, right?
Sorry?
That's all tech in there on that back wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go over there and see what I could find.
How about you guys give me either observation, tech, or insight rolls, whatever you like. And then tell me which one you chose to roll and what you got. I'll say you're taking your time and you kind of know how to do this. I'll give you each an advantage. You can each roll one dice of the lowest type you have.
I rolled an insight. I rolled a 9 and a 4.
Okay.
And you
I
said
rolled a tech
extra of our lowest dice?
Yeah, an extra dice of your lowest one.
Another 4.
Sorry?
So we can roll insight if we want.
You can roll insight, observation, or tech.
Ooh.
I rolled tech with advantage, and I rolled a 6, a 6, and an 8.
Nice. 3 successes. Cool.
6, an 8, and a 1.
2 successes, And what did you roll?
That was insight.
Okay. So you go through the place. The first thing that's evident as you start going through here, it's clear whoever this person is the person that's been behind all this. Throughout the apartment, you find just an entire plethora. You find maps, messages. There's full-on dossiers on all the targets that Orc killed. There are some on others that perhaps he was planning to kill or he discarded, but not killing. They're all people that are connected in some way, shape, or form to Aster. There's a lot of books and research material on grafting replicant synthetic materials onto humans, how it's dangerous, how it doesn't usually work. There's schedules, there's pictures of everyone that you've seen in this, Vitali, Lockhart, all the people that have been sort of peripheral, and there's pictures of them, there's data, video of them, there's all this data, like who owned the apartment, who was paying for what. There's an actual pretty good dossier on Aster herself that's been compiled that you Creep, some of the things that you now know yourself after having met Aster are have shown up in this. How she was linked to Wallace. There's tons and tons of Blake images. I'll show you a few. I have a couple here that I can put on. So one of the images that you find is an image of Orc with his parents, Tharman, and Los. Los has the blacksmith's hammer and the chain that's hanging around him. And around them, there's writing that makes it clear that he saw himself as Orc, that he saw Aster as Tharman, his mother, that he saw Neander Wallace as Los, the blacksmith, the maker of the chains and all that. There's tons of other images from Blake also. The one about Orc being the ultimate rebel that leads the rebellion. He sees himself as this. In some places, the face has kind of been replaced with sort of his face, kind of featureless, but with like the shock of white hair. You find stacks of deep echo stashed away in here. There's plans of the area where you went when you were blown up at the beginning of the campaign, the bar, and there's like a note like, draw cops here, sort of thing. There's tons of notes about, written on the walls and stuff about Blade Runners, especially being Urizen. There's a shrine to Roy Batty. There are images of Roy Batty, drawings of Roy Batty, with the notions that king will rise, right? Roy meaning king in French, sort of written around. There's images of Rick Deckard with like huge red X's through him, his eyes kind of. Am I still frozen?
Mhm.
Yep. There you are.
Oh,
Hey.
there he is. Hey.
Hi.
That's very weird.
That's right. We heard everything you were saying. It was riveting, so we didn't want to
Okay.
interrupt you.
Yeah.
Yep. You're good.
And so this paints a pretty clear picture of this guy, whoever he is, having spent an inordinate amount of time infiltrating the replicant underground movement, converting many of the people there into true believers of his, rising up above by using images of Roy Batty and this sort of rebellious poetry by William Blake to bring people to follow him. There's a clear notion that he sees himself as the spiritual successor of Roy Batty, the cops and the Blade Runners as the Urizens of the world, the keepers of the old regime, the people, who enforce the laws of the old regime. The old regime is represented by Los, who is trying to basically Neander Wallace, who he believes created replicants to be a slave force, and so is the god that has to be killed so that his creation can be free. He sees Tharman as his mother, Aster, who has escaped him has managed to escape his father, but has found herself in her own prison, unable to reveal herself to the world, because if she did, his father would just kill her. So he is trying to lure her out so that she can claim, it's clear his plan also is to die in this. He talks a lot about his sacrifice, his act of self-immolation, of giving his life so that any Tharman can rise and take his place, and his father can be destroyed. Everything from how he broke into the different things, how he discovered that Sark was an undercover cop, how he got the tattoo from her, the strange sort of holographic code from her to mess with the cameras. That was a cop thing that the cops had to mess with the cameras. How he found Tomoe, got the tattoo from her that hides this thing on his back, and so whenever he goes somewhere, he just has to present his back to a camera, and it messes up the whole system. Everything's in there. There's pictures of all of you, dossiers on all of you on this particular point. Do any of you want to try and grab these and hide them, or do anything? There's nothing in the dossiers, I think, that are excessively revealing, but he talks about the fact that you're exploitable because of the fact that your wife is dead, and apparently your mind's not exactly where it was. There's notions of the connections between Phyllis and her former employers and all that. Sark, there's basically images. If you look at them, do you look at your dossier, Sark, before I tell you what's in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
because I want to know if they know that I'm not still coded, is what I want to know.
So, you find no
indication
of that. You find no indication of that. What you do find is what would be the equivalent of a birth certificate for you. There's a shipping manifest of a dozen or so replicants that were slated for destruction, that he sent his team to recover, and there's pictures of them, and one of them is you, and there's a selection of you, because as you looked before, you looked a lot like the original Sark Ratcher, and then there's notes about plastic surgery to make sure that you fit the image, the looks of Sark Ratcher much more closely, the kind of training that will have to be done to, the idea that even you can't know that you're not Sark Ratcher. So there's a lot of that. You do find indication in there that Shay was not part of it. Like, there's at some point there seems to be some sort of romantic thing starting between one of our followers and the new Sark Ratcher kind of thing, and then there's a note from Morg going, it's fine, don't prevent it, leave it be, it's not going to affect anything. But you do find an image of what you looked like originally, and your original replicant number, if ever that's something that you would like to look up. And Phyllis, do you try to kind of grab your stuff and hide it, or?
I grab my stuff and I look through it to see what is damning in it.
Well, there's a fair bit in that it is mentioned who your former boss was and what those connections are and what kind of training you have. The type of replicant you are is not mentioned, however. There is information that you would say could be damaging as far as you being allowed to maybe stay in the police, but nothing that would be criminal, for example.
Are these physical copies of the files, Bleak, or are they the digital copy?
What you find, there's a lot of paper. This guy was old school. He kept a lot of his notes and stuff on paper. There's like a bunch of filing cabinets with, as much as the house is disgusting and kind of all over the place, the filing cabinet is super neat. twitch, you recognize a filing system that's the LAPD filing system, you know, the kind of thing that the detectives use, all the cops are taught how to use.
There's one thing I know about Kurt is he was a diligent cop and a good note taker.
Phyllis kind of scoffs at the paperwork that he has on her, and she just tosses it back to the table and says, seems like he forgot something. Maybe someday someone will piece it together. She just walks out the room.
Look, there's enough information in that room to pin all of this on Kurt. The problem is he's still out there and he can still do some serious fucking damage. We don't know where he's at. But he's going to do something, and he's going to do something big. If he knows we're this close, it's going to happen quick.
What do you do at this point? I need to know what do you call in some other cops to come and get this? Do you want to just put it under lock and come back later? Do you want to hide it and destroy it? Do you want to...
Suck, we got to call this one in, get this place locked down, and get this data cataloged.
Yeah, that's my thought. That's my thought. Hey, Bleak, can you toss us the map back up again? I would like to see our surroundings. I'm looking for something I could make a fire in before we leave, because there's some things that aren't staying.
The bathtub.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, before I make the call to come and get this scrub and all of this information, I'm gonna start a fire in the bathtub with the files about each of our crew, including Fadir, because nobody else needs to know anything about Fadir either. I'm gonna burn them, and then once they burn, I'm gonna wash them down the drain, the ashes down the drain, clean that up some, and then I'll make the phone call to the department. Okay. And little Benny boy can take his ass in too, because you got to learn a hard lesson, young man. Maybe when you come out of this on the other side, you won't be playing with Orc and his children.
Sark has
none.
I'm fucking booking him.
Zero chill.
So while you guys inside are doing this, you step outside, Phyllis, and realize that while you were doing this, and your KIA was on silence, of course, because it doesn't help to go stealthing into a place with your phone up. You received a message from Aster Lambros. Do you check it out?
Of course I do. Yeah. I'm very invested in her.
So the message is from her, and she says, Neander has reached out. He's organized for us to meet at the observatory at the top of the Sepulveda seawall. I am fairly certain he plans to do something, but I have to go. I guess I'd be grateful if you could find a time to come and check in on me while this is going on. I know I have to go and see him, but I'm afraid of what he might do.
I don't respond to the message.
Okay.
And that's only because I don't trust that Wallace doesn't already have, taps on lines, isn't already collecting data from any or all of our phones, being that he is so intrinsically tied into the Blade Runners. So what I do is I come back into the room where my co-workers, my partners are standing, and I kind of hold my phone out and say, I think I know where our man's going to be. I don't say anything out loud because we do have someone in the room with us, but I show both of you the message.
We got to move quick then, right?
I'd say so.
I'm going to haul the kid over to a radiator and recuff him to the, like, hands behind his back to the radiator so he can't 86 it.
Yeah, and I'll put a call out and let him know that there's one person there. I'm gonna give him some minor mediocre breaking and entering charge, saying that, you know, we found him in here rummaging for graph mats or some shit. And
Hey.
let him know we're leaving, so there won't be anybody here, but give him the address and all of that.
Hey, Spicy, thanks for the sub. Hey, yo.
All right. And I didn't want to say art of the role. I don't know if you saw my message there, but that same goes for anyone. If anyone is interested in getting my thoughts or our thoughts on the Blade Runner game, getting some of the stuff I worked on, like a cheat sheet, things like that, feel free to hit me up on Discord or through Twitter, and I'll be more than happy to talk about, the game and how we found it and how it works. All right. So how are you going to, are you heading there? I'm guessing you're going to go to the meeting thing?
Seems
Yeah.
urgent.
Reinforcements? Are you going straight?
No, I think we're just
I
gonna.
still don't trust anybody.
Yeah. Let's move quick, silently.
Okay. So you'll head out across town to the Sepulveda wall. I'm going to show you an image briefly. It's an image from the film 2049 that I got from Blade Runner, just so that you get an idea what the Sepulveda wall looks like. Sorry for, grabbing it, but there you go. As you get in your spinner and head out towards the Sepulveda water wall, a thin veil separates life and death. A thin line separates love and hate. But in LA, a thin wall separates existence from the void. In this case, the thin wall remains impressive. Though incomplete to this day, it remains miles long, a massive black bulwark that stands as a stark reminder of the fragility of life. The seawall was once the tallest structure in the city, designed to stand above even the worst sea level projections. Not to be outdone, Wallace Corporation is now constructing their new LA headquarters, 3 airtight blades designed to cut through a citywide flood. So if the seawall ever falls, only Wallace Corp would be left standing, towering above the watery ruins of LA, functioning at optimal efficiency and open for business. The wall is a hydro dam, providing both protection and power to the city, which lives literally and figuratively in its shadow. Should the wall ever fail, the world would inherit a new Atlantis. As your spinners arrive, you can see this long, black, sinuous line cutting right along the coastline. On one side, the vast electronic sea that is Los Angeles, and on the other side, the actual sea itself. The wall basically runs all the way down the coast, and it's unfinished at the bottom, but it does keep most of the water away from the city. And you can see on the sides of it how the water often rises almost halfway up to it, which would just completely devastate the city if there was no wall there. It's kind of monolithic and imposing, and very alienating. In fact, this kind of wall, and in some ways you can barely sort of help thinking how it's very similar to your jobs, this sort of little line that's standing against this encroaching threat to the people who live in LA. You almost feel a kinship with this wall. You will arrive, and your spinner will land on one of the landing pads nearby. You can see a little bit further down, maybe half a mile away, and down, you can see the outside windows of what is the observatory. There's there's a club and a restaurant up there for rich people to go to see over the. It kind of goes on both sides. One side looks out over the city, the other side over the water. As you were coming in, you also checked out where the security office would be, because while it's clear that Wallace would have the power to close the place down, he very likely would not want the place to remain unattended as far as security goes. And that particular security office is just a few floors above the observatory and kind of slightly behind it. And so by walking along the walkway that connects the landing pad where you were to the central part of the wall, you can go to and access pretty much the two parts of it, wherever you would like to go. So what would you like to do?
We're gonna have to get eyes on the entire layout here. Figure out if we can get into the surveillance system. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up to security control. I think I could be of most assistance there.
What do you say, Phyllis? Hit the observatory, see if we can't cut him off.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I say we head that way.
All right.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
just want to say before we split off, in case anything crazy happens, I love you guys. It's been real great working with you.
You too, Sock. Pleasure.
Hey, Sock, it's gonna
But,
be okay. It's gonna be okay.
That's not me giving you permission to die. I'm just saying in case anything happens. So I'll see you for drinks when we get done with this asshole, yeah?
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
All right. And I'm going to head off. I'm going to leave them there.
Never split the party. Okay.
Sorry.
You're not sorry. So you will head off, Sark, to the area where the security office is. You're all kind of on the same walkway, and then you take a set of stairs that goes down, and they'll continue for a little bit. The wind up here is something crazy. You can feel the spray of the ocean that's coming in. You're all already like kind of moist and wet from it. You can smell that marine air that's coming off of it. And there's always that kind of slightly little rotten smell these days to that air that blows in from over the sea. And where you are now is just above the smog in the city. So the city below you, as you can see it through this cloud of dark, filth that just hangs over the city. It's just these orange and blue glows almost that emanate from it, almost kind of like explosions in the distance or something like that. And you can kind of hear the sounds of the city a little bit emanating from below, but you're really, really far up. You're hundreds of feet up into the air. As you're approaching, I would like all of you to do an observation check and then just tell me what you get.
Six and 12.
Sock. That's 3 successes on your observation. Okay.
1 and a 7.
6-5.
And Phyllis and Twitch, 1 each. All right. As you're approaching the area towards where the observatory is, so there's like a wraparound glass around it, and it's tinted, but you can see light inside, and you can see a couple of people moving, though from this distance it's hard to tell who it is, but it's clear there's not like a bunch of people in there. You can see 1 or 2 figures kind of sort of moving around in there, and you will eventually find a door, a maintenance access door, that will lead you in. It's not locked. You get in. You find yourselves in corridors that lead down towards there. And a lot of the rooms up here, this is like the administrative area of the sort of entertainment center that's up here. So it's a lot of offices, things like that. The lights are really kind of dim low, as there's no one in here right now. You just have like these little pools of light. That carpet is just this deep, rich crimson carpet all around it. The walls are white. The molding around the doors is black. The doors themselves are great. There's a lot of glass and chrome everywhere. There's obviously a lot of money in this place. Right now, it's really quiet. You see like a bullpen area that's cleared by glass, and there's a sign that points towards the elevator and the stairs that lead down. As you are walking in, you do notice that there are a number of footsteps from people that came in with wet shoes, same as you just did. So you see 5, 6, 7, maybe different sets of footprints that don't last very long because, you know, the carpet absorbs a lot of water. But definitely as you came in, you can see that a number of people have come through here not too long ago.
Do we see people at this point as we're making our way through
No,
here?
there's no one. It's
Okay.
completely empty. And it's a little spooky. Do you guys just kind of walk in? Do you go in stealthily? What do you want to do?
I think Phyllis would be kind of leading at this point as we're going in.
Yeah, I think she would be trying to be quiet, stealthy.
All right, so you can go ahead and roll a stealth and hold on and tell me what you get. Sorry, not hold on to it, but tell me what you get.
Oh boy.
Snake eyes, boss.
Oh, you got to push it.
Super sneaky. So
You
I
don't
am.
want to push
Oh,
it
wait.
with snake eyes because if you push it, you risk taking a condition.
Hold-
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, but someone gave you an advantage.
Oh yeah, Insomnia gave me an
Night.
advantage.
Yeah, Insomnia Night gave you an advantage.
Does that mean I can re-roll this?
Sure,
So
go
need
ahead.
to desperately.
Please, Bleak, please.
A 6 and a 7. Thank God.
That's better.
Phew.
No problem. So it's very, very strange, Twitch, as you're following Phyllis, and you can see her as she walks through one of the pools of light, and then it's almost like she disappears. And you can only really kind of see her again when she walks into another pool of light. Like when she's moving in between them, you almost lose sight of her. She's so kind of moving in a way that like doesn't draw attention to herself and very quiet, especially on this carpet. It's a little kind of freaky.
He's just
the two-
thinking to himself, like, God, she's amazing.
I wonder if I have time
Fucking
for-
amazing.
She's doing this all in heels.
The way she moves. Oh,
As you come around
Okay.
the corner and are sort of heading towards the intersection that leads down to where the elevator and the stairs are, you do see like one of the offices, the door is ajar, and there's a little bit of light that's kind of coming from it.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach that door and kind of peek inside.
And as you kind of lean in and peek in this door, Sark, so you go down. Sark, are you there? Okay. You go off to
Sark.
the right and down the gantry, and then eventually get to an access door, and it's got Scary Sir written on it. And you go in. You find yourself arriving in an area. There's got a catwalk, and it's built here inside the wall. Here, you're very much inside like this empty space. So there's this kind of catwalk that runs along it, and it veers off to the left to a set of doors that look like they lead further inside the building. And then to the right, there's this kind of room that's built off the gantry that's hanging out in midair. And there's the sign for security on it. And it's totally closed off. There's no windows or anything. But when you look down, you literally see all the way down like hundreds of feet, and there's a sort of concrete floor there, but you can hear below it the hydroelectric components of the dam that are churning and vibrating and making sound. And when you're in here, you can feel the vibration throughout the entire gantry and everything, so where you are, and this deep resonant thrumming that's coming from further down below. The lights here are all like just these red amber security lights kind of thing. You almost feel like you're in a spaceship or something that's about to take off. Like it's really kind of alienating. You arrive at the door that's marked security. What do you do?
I'm gonna see if it's unlocked, and if it's not, I want to pick it open.
It is not
or kick it open or pop it open, whatever I need to do.
You would have to try and bypass the magnetic lock. So go ahead and give me a tech check.
Ooh, I'm all right at that. 8 and 9.
Nice. So you find yourself here, Sark. As soon as I find your personage. So you find yourself here. You open the door, and as you walk into the security office, you can see all the various screens are showing different parts of the place. There's a number of screens that are showing the turbines and all the sort of mechanical and hydroelectric equipment that's moving. Then there's another wall that's got screens that are showing the outside of the wall, different places, the sea levels, the various helipads and things of that nature. Another one is showing the entertainment areas. You see the offices. In one of them, briefly, you can see Twitch and Phyllis sort of go by, and they're walking through what looks like some sort of admin area. And you can see the restaurant or the bar, which has very dim lighting. It looks like it's closed, but you can see a number of people in there already. But all of this sort of takes a back seat when you realize that there's a number of dead security officers in here. There's 5 security officers. And they're all dead. And as you walk into the room, you realize that they've been killed very brutally and physically by someone who has twisted their necks, smashed their faces in, just pummeled them to death. A number of them look like they had their weapons out, but they still died. There's just blood and dead bodies sort of all over this area. And as you walk in, you hear sounds coming from the higher upstairs. There's like another level that there are stairs that sort of go to, and you can hear like sounds like someone running or moving. And this is very fresh.
I'm gonna pull my gun, my gun, and then move towards the sound. And I'm gonna get on my comms and holler for Twitch. Hey boss, I got 5 dead bodies, and I think I'm on his trail in the security room.
Shit. Suck. Stand by. We're coming to you. Don't do anything till we get there, if you can. Fuck. Phyllis, we gotta move quick. Sounds like he's Soxana's trail. He's gonna turn and like... Does he know how to get there, I guess, would be one question.
Yeah, down the hall there was like an area that sort of, you could see there was stairs and whatnot, and you can see like what's it called, like a directory of the different floors.
Okay.
And like 2 floors below, on one side you can see it's the observatory and the bar and things of that nature, and then on the right, a couple of floors up our security office and things like that. There's another security office further down, but the one that Sark went to was the one that a bit further up. So there's definitely at least the stairs that'll go up there.
You go, Thomas. Help Sark. I'm gonna stay here and look for them. Look for Aster. I made a promise.
All right. Stay in comms. I tell you to be careful, but fuck it. You got this. Shit. And he's gonna take off running as he runs towards the stairs to go help Sark.
All right. So yeah, you see him. You see Twitch start running off. You open the door to the office that you were just sort of checking in. There's no one in there. You can see there's a little lantern on the desk, but there doesn't seem to be anyone in there. As Twitch takes off, and you look into the room and you clear it, and then you look back, and you have this. I don't know if you remember. remember that vision that you had at the beginning of the game? You see down this corridor and you just see the back of Twitch's trench coat sort of flap up behind him as he turns around the corner, and the door slides in sort of behind him as he gets to go up in the elevator. And you suddenly have this kind of flashback and sort of deja vu of this long hallway, seeing Twitch's trench coat kind of flap, and suddenly, like, fear, you feel a sense of fear inside of you. And as you take a step forward, maybe to sort of run after him or do something, I need you to roll your. I'm going to allow you to roll your agility just to see if you can sort of react to this. So give me your agility and your hand to hand. No, give me just a straight agility. I just kind of want to see
Just straight agility.
Yeah.
A 7.
Okay, so that's pretty good. You see him kind of turn the corner, his trench coat's flapping. This sort of sense of fear as this deja vu hits you kind of settles in, and you take a few steps to kind of just reactively kind of run after Twitch. And then you stop and you remember that vision of yours, and you look over your shoulder, and standing there behind you, there's this hulking, rippling mass of muscles with a shock of white hair that's just kind of grinning down on you. And before you can sort of do anything, he grabs you by the throat.
No.
And with immense strength like you've never felt before, with 3 successes, he grabs you by the throat and just lifts you up and throws you out the window. And you go crashing out the window, and next thing you know, you're sort of suspended in midair just over the city, feeling that breath of cool air coming from the sea and sort of hitting you in the face. You're watching almost in slow motion this window kind of recede from you as you fall off into darkness, and you see this giant, hulking, massive figure just turn from you as if you're absolutely nothing and start heading down the corridor after Twitch. And that's where we'll take a break.
Fuck! What?
That's where we'll take our break.
Oh my god.
Ladies
Well,
and
it's nice
Phyllis.
knowing you guys.
And so it begins, the TPK.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh no.
Oh,
we're
down.
going to
dirty
take
down.
a short break here.
Oh my god.
Um,
Please.
There's nothing more satisfying than when you like give someone a vision at the beginning of the game and then like,
Oh, full circle.
Throw your friend out the window. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
We've all
Um,
been there, I guess.
so
jeez.
don't go anywhere, peoples. Hang out. We'll be right back. We'll see what happens to Creep and all that. Not Creep, sorry, but Phyllis and Twitch and Sark.
Creep, you should be okay. I mean,
Creep should be okay.
have we cleared this
Well,
with the
that's
producers?
debatable.
There might be somebody at your door showing up during the break.
Great.
That was
Awesome.
the last time Creep was here. All right, thank you very much. Hang out. We'll be right back. Not much to say. When we left just before the break, Twitch had taken off to go respond to Sark's call for help. Sark had found a security room full of dead guys and was currently tracking someone that was moving in the gantry up above her. And in moments that mimicked a dream or vision that Phyllis had earlier in the semester. You can see that I'm a teacher. I was going to say in the semester. In the campaign, she came face to face with Orc and went flying out the window. So that's where we will pick things up. We will actually let Phyllis hang in the air just a little bit longer. And we will cut back to over here where Sark, you have come up on the gantry there by the top door in the security office. There's another door ahead of you, and you can tell that there's someone in there. You've been waiting, as Twitch has said that they're on their way. Twitch, you've come running through the security office, see the dead bodies there of all the security guards. That's when you realize Phyllis hasn't followed you. But you've been on comms with Sark. You know she's just upstairs and that there's someone, she's got someone kind of cornered in that area. And you look behind you and Phyllis is not there. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna use comms to try to reach out to Phyllis. Phyllis, where are you?
Get a little bit of static.
Fuck. God damn it. Suck, where are you? I don't have ears on Phyllis.
So when you try to call Sark, you realize there's a lot of interference here also, and it's probably because all the hydroelectric equipment downstairs is kind of playing havoc. And so Phyllis being further away, that's probably why.
It like rings out in his ear, like piercing almost.
Yeah.
He like pulls it away from his ear and lets it hang.
But Sark, you can hear him calling out for you.
I'm at the top of the stairs. I think I got it here in front of me.
All right, I'm gonna try to make my way there as quick as I can.
So you run up the stairs, you come out the door, and you find Sark kind of huddled there and pointing to the darkened area beyond the doorway ahead of you. And you too can hear noise. You hear like tonk tonk, like someone moving around, maybe trying to hide.
Inside here, on the other side of this door.
No, over on the other side. So that's where
to the left.
You just came through here.
Got it. Okay.
Like over in this area.
Suck, it's go time. Let's do this. And he's gonna start moving down the gangplank towards this door.
Sark.
I'm gonna come behind him, but I'm gonna stay back a little bit. Just in case. I don't want to get both of us surprised all at one time.
As you're walking on this metal gantry, it's tongue, it reverberates through this cavernous area. And you also got the vibration and the thrumming from the hydroelectric stuff that's downstairs. As you approach the door, each of you give me an observation check, please. Very dark in that area. There's only a couple of work lights. In there, they're creating these deep pools of shadows, and it looks like a perfect place for an ambush.
3 and a 1.
I got a 10 and a 5.
All right, you pull up to there, and your ears are still ringing, Twitch, from when you got the feedback and the thing, so you can't.
And I'm worried about Phyllis.
In addition, Sark, when you approach, you hear what sounds like sobbing.
Sobbing. Don't be a pussy. Come out with your hands up.
Who's out there? A female voice rings out.
I'm gonna swing in with the
LAPD.
shotgun and just level it.
As you cut in, you find hiding out in that area Narcissa del Sur, Fadir's
What?
news reporter. She's got a bunch of little drones around her. Her dress is splattered with blood. And she's like livid with fear. She's just like, he killed him with his bare hands. He killed him with his bare hands.
Where is he?
I don't know. I just ran away as fast as I could. I just wanted to get some shots of Vassar.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mom,
Quiet down. Stay here. Stay hidden.
If you want to calm her down, you're going to have to give me an empathy and manipulation roll.
Can I just go over here and close the door? Like,
Yes, you can.
I'm going to do that. Just door closed.
Panic alone.
Yeah.
She like lets out a scream, and like you can hear her sobbing like she saw some shit.
How many drones did she have in there?
She had like 5 or 6.
Do we see any?
I'm
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just look at Twitch and say, remind me to take care of those before we leave.
Raja, you see anything? Any sign of which way he went? I'm gonna start looking for footprints or blood trails or anything that might indicate which way to go.
Give me observation rolls, please.
Eight and a 1.
Ooh, double 8s.
Oh, bing, bing. Sark.
Double 8s. Sark, with your double 8s, you see very clearly what I'm about to tell Twitch in pieces here, but Twitch, you're kind of looking around, you close the door, there's her sobbing, your ears are still ringing, there's the thrumming, the vibrating of everything. It's just kind of this really overwhelming sensory kind of place. And you're kind of looking around, and then you look up, and standing right there, a few feet away from you, is...
No.
For the first time,
Wait, what? No.
you see him standing in front of you, rippling with muscles, bare-chested, tattoos covering his shoulders, his back, scars everywhere. He's more scar tissue almost than skin. Just impossible. You remember when I described him looking like Doyle von Frankenstein? It's like if Doyle von Frankenstein went on like, an ultra regime of steroids. He's just like, it's like take Schwarzenegger's muscles and add them to Doyle von Frankenstein. He's just like overgrown, literally. Just this hulking figure, and the light's coming down right sort of on top of his head, so kind of his face is in the shadows, and his body's all cut out by that thing, and there's no mistaking it. When you see his face, his eyes, this used to be Kurt. But Kurt's not home anymore.
With my shotgun in my hand, I'm going to turn like instinctively towards him, and I'm going to pull the trigger.
Initiative. All right. We'll do initiative.
All right.
So he gets to pull 2 cards and choose which one he likes as one of his talents. But I'll start anyways to still through with you. Twitch, you're going to go at 2, which is good.
Okay.
Sark, you're going to go at 8. Sark, you see exactly. I wanted to do I didn't want to tell you ahead of time what it was because I wanted to reveal with Dave, but you see him kind of stepping. Basically, he comes up from a lower floor. There's like a set of stairs there, and you see him just before Twitch sees him as he comes up a set of stairs and then stands there, and that's when Twitch kind of knows him. So he didn't come up here. He was still down there somewhere behind that. So he's going to pull 2 cards, and he's going to choose 3 instead of 10. But Twitch,
Yeah.
keep right there.
Just
Go,
like
man.
swings the shotgun towards him as he notices he's there in surprise and takes the shot.
Go for it. I'm in fact going to make his little finger move his finger just to emphasize. All right, he moves incredibly fast. Like you've rarely seen that kind of speed on a human being before.
That would probably account for the fact that I rolled a 3 and a 1.
Probably. Are you going to push?
No.
That one could be dangerous, but
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to push it.
go for it.
Yep. So I have 1-1. I roll everything except for the 1, right? So I roll 1 die.
Yep.
Okay. I rolled a 2. A 2.
Okay. So I'm going to say you take a stress and not a damage because you're not physically being affected.
Okay.
So you take 1 stress.
All right.
And your shotgun blast rings out, deafening you in that enclosed metal space. Just the sound of it reverberating. Sark, same thing. You hear it kind of wash over you, and it's really disorienting. And the blast just goes, and it lights up. Sark, his blast lights up the place, and in a flash, you see very clearly this monster just sort of hanging in front of him. The shot goes off, and it just goes wide as he kind of ditches. And he's going to, at 3, come up to you, Twitch, and he just comes in and brings this fist the size of like a basketball, just sort of ramming right at you. So you can make an opposed roll against him.
Okay.
It's melee.
Okay.
So it's hand-to-hand plus strength.
Hand to hand, hand to hand. Is that close combat?
Now you can, if you want, instead of doing an opposed melee combat roll, yeah, it's close combat, sorry, by hand-to-hand. Instead of rolling strength and close combat, if you want, you can roll agility and mobility. But if you get high, you're not going to injure him. You're just going to avoid getting hit. Whereas the other one, if you roll higher than he does, you could actually injure him.
Yeah, I'm going to roll agility and mobility.
Okay.
Double 7s.
Very nice. Very nice. That's 2 your successes. He still manages to hit you. Now let's check your armor. Give me roll 2 base type. 2 dice indicated the type of your armor. I think it was C.
Yep.
So that would be 2d8s.
Okay.
And for each success you get, you take -1 damage.
An 8 and a 3.
And you roll 2 of them. Okay.
Yep, 8 and a 3.
1 success. So you take 1 damage less. So as
Okay.
he hits you in the chest, minus your 3 damage, you still take 2 damage.
Okay.
As his fist just ram you, and it's literally like being charged by a bull and getting hit in the chest by a bull. Like you can feel bones just pop as he drives this ginormous fist into you. I'm in fact going to say that it pushes you back, like down here, as he's punching you, and you go flying back and kind of land, arms akimbo. Give me an agility just to see if you lose your gun.
Agility?
Give me, agility. Just a straight up agility roll.
4.
Okay, the shotgun goes flying out of your hand. It doesn't land very far, like it lands in that little cubicle sort of where you are. When you hit the ground, the shotgun goes flying, and like you can't breathe. You're like it's just like you feel like you've been hit by a bull or something. At 8, Stark, what do? You see Twitch.
Run, Sark! Run!
I am pissed, but also intelligent. And I'm gonna say, yeah, you run too, jackass. And I'm gonna start running towards the door. I'm gonna tell Twitch to run too. And run towards the door so that way we can get in. and down and lock it and away from this crazy pants.
Okay.
This
What's your
moment.
mobility? What's your mobility, Sark?
Ooh, let me look. You want me to roll one?
No, just tell me what it is.
It is only a D6.
Okay. So you'll get to the door, but you can't get there and open it. Like it'll take everything you have just to book it all the way down there. Now on your next action, you can try to open it if you want.
Agility high, mobility low. Makes
Okay.
no sense to me.
No, but it just means you have higher hand-to-hand coordination or dexterity, things like that. You're just not very fast. 2, Twitch.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna scramble. I'm gonna look at Blake slash. Does it look like Kurt?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, the eyes.
it's
you can
Kurt.
tell.
It's
It's Kurt. Yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna look at him, and then I'm gonna look at the shotgun, which is close, but and he's gonna backpedal, kind of slide, get up on his feet, and run after Sark. Run for the door.
What's your mobility?
My mobility is it's a D12. I'm fast. I'm a fast little fucker.
Very nice. So you'll make it all the way to the door, and you can actually kind of get there, reach out, and kind of, handle the lock and pull it open, and the door swings open. At 3, as he starts coming towards you, and he's fast, like you're shitting your pants. There's no way he's not going to reach you. And like you're on that catwalk. If he reaches you, he's just going to toss you over. But just as he starts running, the door opens and Narcissa comes out and she sees him and she screams and he stops and you just see him negligently just sort of reach out and backhand her. And even from where you are, you hear the snap of the neck
Kurt,
as it breaks. And she falls to the ground. But that buys you time as he's now sort of stuck behind you a little bit. At 2, Twitch, you can at 8, Sark.
Can I do one thing? I look over at Sark and I just say, dibs on not telling him Fadia about that one.
I don't think we're gonna tell Fadir shit if we don't get this door open.
Fuck.
The door is open.
Yeah.
Twitch managed to
Gotta get to the controls and we gotta close the door.
I'm in like Flint. I'm gone.
All right. So Twitch, you go next. You're gonna go in also and close the door behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna kind of stand there, like kind of looking back at Kurt as he's fucking just muscles rippling coming. I just envision him sort of like trotting, effortlessly.
It's like in Friday the 13th or something. He's like walking super slow.
Yeah. We're just like blood, sweat pouring down off of Twitch. He's just looking. He looks back at Sark, who's going in to maybe get to the controls or whatever, and he's just like, he looks down. His shotgun's gone. He pulls out he's got a survival knife, and he just pulls the survival knife out. Fuck.
Twitch going all Rambo. As you close the door and kind of run into, you hear him start bashing in the door. Bang, bang, bang. And with that, we cut to Phyllis. Phyllis, falling. Feels like you've been falling for a long time. Falling out
Feels
that
like
window.
for fucking ever, Bleak.
I know. If you like it. Give me a agility and mobility check.
Yep. That is an 8 and a 9.
Excellent. So as you're falling off, what goes through your mind as you're just been thrown out and now you're just sort of free floating over the city and seeing that broken window sort of regress, and what's going through Phyllis's mind?
I'm just kind of just seeing like the stillness and the beauty of the city beyond, and I'm filled partially by regret of things left unfinished from the night before, and people I wouldn't get to say goodbye to.
The smell of Old Spice fills your nose as you remember the night before.
Wow.
And as you twist in the air, you can see that just below you is like another gantry that leads down further to where the observatory is. And with your amazing mobility roll there, you manage to, you know, Nicole Biles style, twist yourself in midair. And as you fall, you reach out and you're just able to grab the handrail of the gantry, and it stops you dead. And the handrail kind of pulls out a little bit, and the metal just shrieks in protestation as you kind of dive into it. Your shoulder feels like it's about to pop out of your socket. I'm going to say you take a physical wound from this, so you take one health damage as you kind of just stop very suddenly and are hanging there. The wind and the rain are just battering you, and you're just hanging there by one hand off this gantry that's kind of slowly looking like it's maybe gonna give way. If you want to try to pull yourself up, give me another. Your agility and mobility roll were excellent. So with some determination, you manage to bring your other hand up and you pull yourself over, and you see the gantry's not gonna give way, and you kind of roll over and lay down on your back on this metal grating, the rain just sort of coming down on you from this darkened sky up above, and you can feel it just draining down on your face. What would you like to do?
I'm in my tactical cat suit, and around my waist I have a belt where my gun is. Everything that I need is there, and I have a little black pouch that I flip open, and I'm gonna pop my Instafix pill that I have on me and regain that health point.
Excellent.
And after doing this, I'm gonna kind of right myself up and get a look at my surroundings, kind of figure out where I am and if I can see anything around me.
Yeah, so there's metal stairs that lead down on either side of you, sort of from where you are. It's kind of like a bridging area between 2 points. If you go down on one side, you can see the sort of rotunda of the observatory that kind of sticks out from the the wall itself. The stairs lead down to it, and there's like a little parapet that kind of goes around it, so you could walk up all the way to the window. You realize it's like a maintenance kind of area. So you could walk down there and walk up to the window and sort of take a look at what's going on inside if you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do.
Okay. Do you want to kind of stealthily do it, or do you want to just brazenly walk up to it, or how?
No, I want to definitely stealth
away.
Mm-hmm. A 6 and a 2.
Okay, pretty good. So you are on the outside there, on the other side of that sort of window. When you look inside, you see the place has been emptied out. It is a sort of cocktail bar slash restaurant. You see a number of people inside when you check it. So there are a couple of bodyguards. Around there, you see Aster sitting here. I'd have to resize the map. I'll do that. I'll do that next time when I switch it. And give me a empathy and manipulation. It's going to be weird, but I'll explain it after. Give me a empathy and manipulation roll.
That is an 8 and a 3.
Okay. So the 8 allows you to pretty much keep your cool if you want, as you see sitting with Aster, someone you haven't seen in a while, Neander Wallace.
Daddy?
Daddy,
Papa?
sitting there with her as they're chatting away. Give me an observation check. Make it a good one. Do you have any advantages?
I don't. So I got high dice on this. Ooh, 6 and a 6.
Okay, awesome. You notice as you're taken in this scene. If you'll give me a second, I'm sorry, I'm just going to fix the sizing of this map. So that makes more sense. Should be better. Yep. You see coming out of a room on the stairs there, someone who looks remarkably like you is wearing a similar sort of tactical combat suit to the one you're wearing. And you can see that she's coming down the stairs.
Does anybody else in the room notice her?
Let's see if the other one of these security bodyguards here were clearly Astor's bodyguards. Seems to notice, and he puts his hand to there, and he talks, and then he realizes like it's not working, and he comes over to talk to Astor. He leans over. These guys are kind of moving in also as she's coming down, and Astor is like, you know, kind of reacting, seeing her, and sort of looking at Neander like, what the fuck is this kind of thing? As she comes down, you can tell that she has a weapon in her hand.
Thanks, Rob. Probably gonna need that.
Oh, nice.
So where I'm at,
Oh, thanks, Rob.
is there a way for me to get into this room?
You could break through the window.
Okay.
You could conceivably climb up, see if there's an entrance on the roof. You could go around, and there's likely to be some sort of security entrance. The most expedient way would be expedient way through the window if you wanted to try that.
Yeah, so I'm going to on my belt I have a set of brass knuckles that are kind of clipped in. I pop that open and slip them on, and I'm gonna try to punch my way through this window and into where they're at.
Strength and force.
All right.
I'll give you an extra advantage dice because of the knuckles.
What dice would that be?
The lowest one you're going to be rolling for your strength.
The lowest? Okay. All right. I got an 8 and a 1 and a 5.
All right. The 8's good enough. So you haul back and you hit this thing. And as soon as you hit it, it just does this weird thing where it cracks all the way up and then all the way down. Then there's like a pause for a second. And then the sheets just sort of slide in because the glass is made not to break, right? It's protective glass. But you hit it hard enough that you split it. And then with the wind, it eventually shifts enough that the two panes kind of scissor down and sort of fall out. And all of a sudden, this gust of wind sort of pushes you back. If you want, you can try and sort of follow it in and kind of jump in.
Yeah.
Agility and mobility.
Yeah.
Damn, she's cool.
2 8s.
Nice. So as this gust of wind just sort of, vacuums into the place, you just jump and follow it, and you're carried by it, and your jump allows you, and here you go, superhero landing right on top of the piano.
Yes. I feel like I do like this really like sly, like tumble through the air and then kind of like land on all fours, just like perched on top of the piano.
Oh, yeah.
Superhero landing, and Neander looks up and goes, he looks at Aster and goes, looks like I'm not the only one with a bit of a surprise. And do you want to say something before initiative?
Yeah, of course. I look to Neander and I say, "Hello, father. It's been a while, hasn't it?"
It's always the disappointing child that come home first.
Of course.
He looks up at your twin there and says, could you handle this first, please? And he looks at you and goes, unless you've come to do what I asked you to do.
You wish. She turns to her double and says, "Well, I think it's time we dance, sister."
She gives you a little smile and throws a knife at you without even hesitating.
Oh, yeah. Woo, woo,
All
woo.
right.
We've all been waiting for it. Come on. Come on.
The throwdown.
Let's go.
So, Phyllis, you go at 3.
Okay.
And your doppelganger goes at 5. Okay.
Hmm. Seems as
Good.
though her model may have just a bit slower.
Just a little bit slower. So he tells the bodyguards not to interfere, and they kind of move into a protective stance around him kind of thing, and they move in around Aster. It's kind of pretty clear to you that very likely what was going to happen is he was going to have her kill Aster and have, video of it happening and sort of put on you, so you understand this as you see the situation. So as you see her, she had this knife in her hand, and then she just hauls back to throw it. What do you want to do as you go first?
Well, I would love to attempt to dodge that and sprint towards her.
Not a problem. So if you want to try to reach her, you can do your move action to get to her. I'll say that, the knife just misses you as you kind of move in. What's your mobility? Just tell me what it is.
A 12.
Okay, that's pretty high. So you're good. So you'll be able to kind of just ditch down and run and sort of get all the way up to meet her as she throws that knife, and you kind of just duck it and it flies off over you. And then you are in front of her and you can do an attack action.
Yeah. I'm best at hand to hand. That's what I am built for. I still have this lovely brass knuckle, so I am just gonna take a swing at her.
All right, so we're going to do opposed hand to hand plus strength rolls. Hand to hand being close combat, obviously.
Right.
I don't know why I wrote it hand to hand. I think it's because it's the nomenclature from one of the other. What you got?
Okay, so I'm rolling strength and close combat, right?
Yeah.
All right. I have a 6 and a 2.
All right. So she has one more success than you. Do you want to push your roll, or do you want to
Yeah, I want to push it.
push
I'm
it?
Pissed. And a 5.
Okay. So she manages to hit you. So as you come in, duck the knife, and come in to swing at her, she just sort of kicks up and will connect with you. Can you roll your armor, which was 2d6, I do believe? No, 2d8.
D8. Yeah. 5 and a 5.
Okay. So you take 2 damage
Okay.
as the kick kind of gets you in the shoulder as you're running up to her. And then it will be her action, and she will proceed to just try to continue jump on you and kind of roll you down. So she's going to make her attack. You're welcome to do the same thing. Make a hand-to-hand and not hand-to-hand, but close combat and strength roll again.
All right. 7 and a 4.
7 and a 4. She's got 2 successes. Do you want to push?
Yeah, let's keep pushing.
Go for it.
6.
Okay, so 2 successes each. The ties go to the attacker. So she kind of envelops you and tries to kind of roll down with you in the stairs. Give me another armor roll as like she sort of pushes you down into the ground.
7 and a 1.
Okay, so you take 1 more damage.
Okay.
As you sort of roll down the stairs and she lands on top of you, you know, kind of just elbowing you a little bit. And now she's on top of you. So now it's your action. What would you like to do? She's sort of squatting on top of you and is trying to get another knife out of her boot or something to try and stab you with.
I'm going to try, and I would love to break that arm that she's attempting to pull a knife out with.
Alrighty, let's do it. Hand to hand plus strength. Or close combat. Damn it.
An 8 and an 8.
That's very nice. She's gonna push.
Oh,
She got 3 successes, a 10 and a 7.
oh no!
This bitch.
Roll your armor. Roll your armor again. Your two dice.
You know what they say is we're our own worst enemy.
6 and a 1.
All right, so the 6 is good, prevents you, but you take another damage as she manages to kind of pull the knife out and just kind of jab you one right in between where the armor is.
All right.
And on that note, back
Oh,
to
you bastard! You
Damn
bastard!
it.
as you're struggling under the weight of her, and she's gotten some good licks in on you. Back to the
Phrasing.
So Sark and
That's
Twitch, you are back in this room. The door upstairs is locked, but you can hear him like smacking it, and you can hear the metal just ripping and groaning as he's pulling and prodding. And you can see when you come down, you see all the computer banks, you can see the image of him, and he's clearly already kind of getting through that door. Like it's not going to hold super long. You can see on one of the videos also in the observation area, and you can see all the people are kind of standing there watching this fight, and it's really weird, but it looks like Phyllis is fighting Phyllis. There's a Phyllis that's on top of another Phyllis at the bottom of the stairs and is stabbing her with a knife, and it's just...
Twitch has a momentary inappropriate thought, and then he's like, "Fuck, we got to get up there. Sock, can you get control of the facility? Shit." And he reaches in his pocket and he roots around. And he pulls out 3 pills. He doesn't even look at him. He just pops all 3 pills.
And he has a heart attack and dies. Sark, you are now alone.
Those are 2 instant fix and 1 Soviet happy pill.
All right. So I'll say you have no more wounds, but you're high as a kite right now. Okay?
I need to be.
Yeah.
I can fix you with a med check.
Do a tech check, Sark.
Yeah, all right. Got a 9 and a 4.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So you do realize there's a lot of controls in this room. Like you could see sort of almost everywhere. All the doors, or most of them, are controlled in this room. You can close and lock them. You could get a lot done. You could also call for backup, any of those things from this room. But the guy's coming, so you kind of got to do a decision about what you're going to do. You guys basically have one action to decide what you want to do before he starts coming down.
You just look at Twitch and his pupils are just so dilated right now.
What do you want to do?
So
We got to take care of this guy. We got to get to Phyllis.
we need to get him away from here, away from this room, so I can be here and not get snapped in half.
All right.
Like somebody's raisin bran. Please.
All right, you hide, and I'll draw him away. You hide. It's what we got to do.
I just want to say
Like
that. I just want to say that in Greyhawk the other night we tried to hide from the gnolls and it did not work.
Did you really try though?
Some of us did. Ashley was putting on a show. I don't know what was going on there.
Is there like a closet?
Is there
or something?
Well, yeah, you
in
could.
here?
You could like hide like under the stairs or something. I mean, he's going to get an observation check unless there's something that draws his attention or something. But you
Like
could
his old partner.
Yeah, you could conceivably like hide out under the stairs. I'll let you make a stealth roll and hide out.
I'm going to try to manipulate him as best I can into not seeing you. You know what I mean?
Well, we're in the security room. My thought is they maybe have something on them, whether it's non-lethal protection or not. Those grenades or whatever, you know, the ones that are used for like stun grenades or something.
I don't think they'd
Maybe
have
there's-
grenades. I think that would be a bit dangerous in a place like this.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
right.
what?
The seawall.
Have you ever heard of the chunky salsa effect?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the little Dutch boy? His finger ain't big enough for that one.
But you could conceivably
I
hide,
heard of
and
the
if
little
Twitch,
Dutch boy who loves berries and cream.
if Twitch does a successful manipulation roll, he could lure him away from you.
I'm going to try to
Okay.
draw him up the stairs and out of this room, I think, while you get control of the station. I think.
Okay. Sure. You want a stealth for hiding?
Final decision.
Yeah, I think so.
So do a stealth and do a manipulation. Twitch.
Okay.
We'll say you go and you hide down there under the stairs. So what I'm going to do with your manipulation, Twitch, is any success you have will cancel a success on his observation check.
Okay. And Phantom NJ gave me an advantage, so I'm going to use it here. So that means I roll twice?
No, that means you add a dice
Okay.
equal to the lowest one you're rolling.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I got a 10 and a 4 on my stealth.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
shit.
2 successes.
3 successes.
Oh, nice. All right. So as long as he doesn't get 6 successes on his observation check, which is basically patently impossible, he'll be golden. All right. So
Thank you, Maui girl.
you hide out. You hear the metal of the door just as he rips it off its hinges, the metal twisting and just sort of screaming in pain as he rips that door off its hinges and then starts coming down the stairs. What do you say to him, Twitch, to sort of get him to...
Oh, is he coming down the stairs or is he coming in this door over here?
No, he's coming downstairs. You guys were upstairs, right?
Like
Like you'd have to run out here if you want to draw him out or something. You guys were up on the gantry on the second floor, and now you came down this way, and now he's coming down after you.
All right, I'm gonna wait for him. I'm just gonna say, Kurt, you bastard! I know you're not the fucking orc. And he's gonna he's got the survival knife. He's gonna kind of do that thing where he's got it sort of like blade up in his hand. He's gonna kind of toss it up and he's gonna grab it so the blade's down. And he's just gonna be like, come on.
You're vibrating.
I'm
man.
here. I'm right here. I'm right fucking here. I'm just so high. I'm like, I feel great. I'm ready to go.
So he got 3 successes on his observation, but between the 3 stealth and the 2 manipulation, you guys managed to. He comes down. He doesn't even look at where you are, and he doesn't really seem like he's got much of a recognition of you right away, Twitch. But he's definitely kind of curious, and he's kind of just moving super fast, like like sometimes you see those giant apes just like super fast, right? He's just massive but moving down. Are you gonna try to book out of there?
No, I'm gonna try to buy Sark some time to get to the whatever controls that she needs to get to.
Okay. So he's gonna come down, man. He's gonna come at you.
Yep.
Coming at
Here
you
we go.
live.
Here we go.
All right. So hand to hand,
Close combat.
let's combat and force.
I have been upping this every time you've given us an opportunity to increase our skills. I've been going close combat. So here we go. And I have boxing, which gives me advantage. Which is nice. Or not boxing, martial arts.
And you got advantage from the audience again.
And I got advantage from
Oh,
somebody. Armin.
Jesus.
Or no, not Armin.
No,
Maui
I think it's
girl.
Phantom again.
Maui girl.
What do we do?
Yeah.
I'm
So
I'm scared.
How many successes did you get?
Oh, okay, here we go. I got a 10
Yeah.
and I got a 6.
Okay. So he comes at you. You manage to hit him. What's the damage on the knife?
The knife does I think it does 1 damage.
Okay, no, that's good. That's 1 on top of the damage that you normally do.
Yep.
All right, so he comes at you,
I just-
and like he's coming in, and you kind of just do a boxer sort of shuffle, and you sidestep when he comes in, and you hit him with the knife. And when you hit his skin, it's like hitting thick ass leather. Like
Uh-oh.
your knife almost bounces a couple times before it finds a bit of purchase and sort of cuts into him. But it was really like hitting like really thick, hardened boiled leather with the knife, and you get a good gash on him, and he's bleeding, but like you did not get any sort of like crippling blow or anything like that. He's going to respond in kind. You can do another close combat and force roll.
Okay. 1 success.
Okay. You cut him. He looks down at his blood, and then he looks down at you, and he reaches out, and his hand just wraps around your head. This ginormous hand just wraps around your head like, freaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar grabbing a basketball or something. Like your head is just, and he literally just tosses you. Roll your armor. So 2 dice for your armor.
Okay.
I'm going to give you, because of all the drugs you're on, an extra dice of damage reduction. So you can roll 3 dice instead of 2 for your armor.
1 success.
All right. So you're going to take 2 damage as he grabs you and just throws you, and you go and you hit this wall and you bounce out there, and then he's just stomping in after you.
Oh shit. He's coming. He's closing the distance again?
Yep, he's coming in. Do you want to? So you can try to make a mobility roll to try and get away from him and start a chase thing, which will then be your mobility against his. Or you can stand there and fight him, whatever you want to do.
No, hell no, I'm not going to fight this guy. He's about ready to kill me after that last one. I'm lucky that I rolled some defense. I'm going to use my mobility to dip out and sort of start running and drawing him away. I'm trying to draw him away from Sark.
Okay. So give me an agility and mobility. Sark, what do you do? Like they both, after he throws Twitch out, and you hear Twitch kind of hit the wall sickeningly and then kind of bounce.
Bit of a crunch.
You can hear them kind of stepping outside. What do you do?
Once I know they're outside, I'm going to come out from under the stairs and get to the door controls and block that fucking door out firsthand before I go menacing and sticking my fingers in other places.
All right. So say you have this door closed.
Yeah.
All right.
And I would like to find like a facility map or something that can give me a direction to come over comms and have Twitch kind of lead him.
Give me
I think
tech check. Give me a tech check.
I'm not good at that.
My mobility is I got a 6 and an 8.
Okay, so he got 1 success. So you managed to kind of slip out. Do you want to go left or do you want to go right?
Oh, fuck. I have no guidance yet from Sark, so I got to just make a decision.
You can wait to see what she gets on her roll.
No. All right.
I got 11 and 2 on my tech.
That's
okay.
Good. That's real good.
You get to the central sort of computer here, and you quickly manage to pull out like a 3D map of the thing. You realize that if he goes left, he's just going back outside. If he goes right, he can start heading down deeper where the other people are, and at least maybe find some backup or whatever down there. People like where Phyllis and whatnot are. So do you want to call them out to go left or to go right?
Yeah, what are you gonna
I
tell
want to
me?
send him right. I'm going
Alright.
to send you right because I
Okay.
have an idea. I think I have a plan.
I love it when you say that, Sock. I love your plans. And he's gonna deke to the right.
All right, you're going to deke out to the right, and he goes after you. While we're going to go back to see what's going on with Phyllis, if you could, Sark, go ahead and make me, for when I come back, make me, we'll do an intelligence. I'll do a tech again. I guess it's tech, just to see if you can get kind of an idea of the overall layout and see what can work for you. All right. Meanwhile, back at the bar, which oddly enough is where we always find Creep. She's on top of you and she's just stabbed you in the side. You've taken some damage. You're bleeding out. And the thing that I guess really shocks you in this more, not shocks you, but that kind of gets to you, is you look up and you expect her to have a grin of victory or, but she's completely impassive. Like she has zero emotions about what she's doing. And when you see that, you kind of feel again that void that you used to feel all the time when you were doing stuff like this. This just a completely dispassionate disregard for what you're doing. Like you could be making a Pop-Tart while, and you can see that in her face and you can see that that's what you left behind kind of thing, as the fight continues. So we'll keep the same initiative since it doesn't matter too much since there's only 2 combatants, but that would mean that it's your action.
Right, she just stabbed me. So I'm gonna try to roll us over so I'm on top. I have the advantage of my weight against her.
Okay. So do close combat and strength.
All right. That's a 6 and a 7.
Yeah, right. She got a 6 and a 9, but that's 2 successes either way, so ties go to the attacker, so it's you. So she puts up a really good fight, but then at the end you manage to kind of kick one of her legs in a little bit so that she topples over, and you roll her and you manage to get the top position. So that's your action. Do you want to say or do anything? You can do a fast action. That was your action. You can do a move action if you want, but I guess there's nothing. You could say a few words, or you could.
Yeah, I look down to her, and there's just like this overwhelming feeling of pity in my face, and I say to her, I'm so sorry that I have to do this, sister. This shouldn't have been the way it went.
And she says, you being sorry is the reason why you're weak.
Oh, shit.
And as you're struggling, she's just going to try to stab you again. So give me another close combat and strength.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, GDTRFB 1995.
6 and an 8.
We each have an advantage.
Nice.
Hey,
A
woo.
6 and an 8, you manage. You get the upper hand. So she moves in to try and stab you, and you manage to block her with your hands. Your action. What would you want to do?
I'm going to reach to my belt as I'm kind of like fighting her off, and pull out a weapon that I've had on me for some time now. It's a little needle, and I'm gonna try to catch her with that. And Bleak is frozen.
Am I still frozen?
Oh, hey, you're back.
It was a good
It's
look,
weird. It
though.
unfreezes when I talk after it.
It does.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what's doing that.
It's that Canadian suspense mode, I think.
I think it's that maple syrup internet you're using.
Yeah, you're all gummed up with maple syrup.
All gummed up, bro. You might want to get that tapped.
Ooh, tap that maple syrup.
Had that maple syrup. Awesome. So you die. Moving on.
No! You son of a bitch.
All right. So make you pull out that little needle. Make a hit roll. Make a close combat and strength.
Cool.
Are you using any advantages?
Wow. I don't need to because I literally just rolled a 12 and a 10.
Is that 4 successes?
That's max on both my dice. That's yet to happen for me.
So you pull out this little needle and you see that she sees it and her eyes go wide. And you just know what she's going to do because that's what you would do. And so you hold there for a second and you see her hand shoot out to block your hand. And you kind of just invite it. And just a second before her hand wraps around, you move your hand out of the way and you reach out and you stab her in the neck with it. So tell us, what does this thing do? And what is it?
It is a neurotoxin. And it's just going to inject her, go straight into her blood system and totally shut her down.
You've held on to that since before.
I have been holding on to it
The
this
first.
whole damn game.
I'm glad you did.
So you hit her in the neck and you realize, like realization comes into her eyes and she's like, you fucking bit. And then she just drops on top of you.
Oh, I'm on top of her.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You are.
I would like to
kind of goes limp.
as she kind of slackens, I'm gonna lean in against her and whisper in her ear, good night, sweet sister. May flights of devils wean you to your rest. And give her a kiss on the cheek.
That's some shade. That's some shade. What do you do after?
Well, of course, I'm gonna snap right to assassin mode and look up and kind of assess what's going on over towards Father and Aster.
Neander Wallace's 2 bodyguards have their guns out and they've turned towards you. Her 2 bodyguards are close to her, and he does that. You were always the superior model. I'm glad to see you haven't lost your touch.
Oh shit, we just got raided.
Bounds.
Hey, Little Bones, thank you so much. Little Bones.
Thanks so much. Just in time to watch Creed respond to her father. She's got father issues. Not creep, but
well,
to be honest.
Yeah, so he looks at you and goes, I'm glad you haven't lost your touch. What happens now?
Thank you.
What do you think happens now, Father?
If there's one thing that's always in abundance in the Father's heart, it's forgiveness. You can always come home.
There's no home for me now with you. You know what I have to do.
It's not going to be that easy.
Nothing's ever easy, is it?
Kill her, he says. And the 2 guards had their guns out and they leveled them and aim at you. One of Aster's guards turns around and draws on one of them, but the other guard, you notice, moves in behind Aster, and your training and your insight tells you that he's probably on Wallace's payroll. And going back for a moment,
son of a bitch.
Dude, this is great.
your mobility check was pretty awesome. So you managed to stay ahead of him, and with Sark kind of telling you sort of where to go. You eventually. So, Sark, did you do your second tech check that I was asking about?
I did. I got a 9 and a 1.
Okay, I'm going to send you. Hold on, I'm going to write you something here quickly. Dave, entertain the audience while I type to.
Yeah. So Twitch is just running. He's looking over his shoulder. He's got this survival knife in his hand. He is scared. His old partner, Kurt, is chasing him down. Kurt has been modified to become this behemoth of a creature, this orc, this muscular god, basically. And he had one quick scuffle with him where he cut him across the chest, and Orc just grabbed him by the head and threw him across the room, and he got up and said fuck this and started running. And so he's running. In his comms, he's got his partner Sark like telling him like where to go, split second decisions as she's looking in the system layout, the schematics of this facility, which is the Sepulveda seawall, and he's racing through these corridors, running. He looks over his shoulder. He sees Kurt coming. He's like, oh! And the whole time he's worried about Phyllis. He's not even worried about himself.
So, Sark, you have those two options. Go for it, Phyllis. You have those two options. So, give me another tech roll. And then tell me if you want option A or option B. Meanwhile, Twitch, you follow her instructions and you arrive in this room. When you walk in here, do Twitch, do a tech roll also, Twitch, just to see if you have any idea what the frick this room is.
Okay, this is not my forte.
No.
But I'm pretty smart actually, so it's not bad. Let's see. Nope. 3 and a 2. I have no idea what the hell's going on in here.
So you walk in here. What did you get with your tech check?
I've got a 12 and a 7.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So we'll ride those 3 successes for a while. So you can close the door there if you want to buy Twitch some time. So you have 3 successes. Okay, so you're going to be able to do 3 things. So you can spend one of those successes to close the door behind him if you want and lock it, which will buy him some time. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I will. I'll shut the door behind him to give him a minute so that way I can redirect him. I'm not going to tell him what my plan is, but I do have one. I'm just going to send him in directions heading in the way that I want him to go without any indication of why he's going in that direction until it's time to unleash Sark-like shenanigans.
So you had no success, Twitch?
No.
Okay. So you walk in here. There's a bunch of, as you can see, containers. They've all sort of moved. There's a lot of, to your mind, what looks like some sort of tech or testing equipment, things of that nature. There's a couple of 3 big sort of portholes there that you can see. The floor is covered with water, and this is of some distress to you because this place is a hydroelectric dam. The last thing you need to be is standing in water. You don't see any sort of electrical devices or anything like that, but with your limited tech knowledge, like that's the first thing that runs through your mind.
Sark, what the fuck you have me in here?
As you do that, you see him coming in, and the door that's here is kind of like a grate, like it's open, and he comes in, and you can just see his eyes are like, and he's just like starting to pull those things open, and he's just kind of like, and the metal groans as he's pulling in, and you see he's going to be in here, not.
I'm just going to be like, I can see him come in. You know, I have my comms on, so I can hear like sort of interrupted messages from Sark telling me what to do and where to go. And I know she's got a plan, but I'm freaked out and I'm worried about Phyllis. You know, like I don't even care about myself other than I want to get to where Phyllis is. And I'm just like, Kurt, what is going on? Stop. I'm like, why did you do it? Why did you do this? You didn't have to do this, Kurt.
You can see that, like, he's kind of Dr. Hyde, and he's kind of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, he looks like barely human anymore. Like, there's just this kind of craziness in him. And as you start talking, he kind of stops trying to pull open the door, and he looks at you. And let's see if he remembers you. You can see kind of a very dim, distant light. That's kind of. And he's like, Urizen.
No, Kurt. It's Twitch. It's Thomas Flanagan. Your old partner. You're all jumbled up. They got you all fucked up. They gave you a drug. They gave us both drugs. There was an incident. You hurt a lot of people, Kurt, and you stand to hurt a lot more if you
have to hurt people. No one listens until you do. They just put chains on you. They just chain you and expect you to do what they want, and we buy it. We just let them do it. We just let them control us.
You don't even realize it, Kurt, but you've become part of the control. You're fucking with people's minds, with people's lives.
I'm not. I'm Orc. I'm the cleansing fires.
You're not Orc. You're Kurt Northrup.
And he keeps pulling those metal bars. You can tell that, like, this guy's basically unreachable.
I'm backing up and I'm looking at my surroundings. Like, what do I have at my disposal here? And I'm listening. I'm like, Sock, you got to get me out of here. He's going to be in here in a second. Fuck. Was it worth it, Kurt? To hurt all these people?
It will be! And he rips the bars apart, and he's like about to step in here.
Oh, shit.
And one of the bars is just kind of bent, and it's like, and he's ripping it out. And
no.
Your only thought is that's going somewhere you don't want it to go. He's like, so you have two successes left, Sark, and you have those choices that I gave you. So what do you want to do with your successes?
I want to tell Twitch to duck off into the storage on the left. And I would like to
hold on with that one. Let's see if you can get it. We'll do an initiative to see if you can get in there before he comes at you.
All right.
Okay. So you will be going at 4.
Okay.
Now he gets to pull 2 and choose the one he wants because of his first one is I can't I keep doing this, but then I can't read them because they're upside down. 7 and 9. So he's gonna go at 6, but you get to go first. So your first thing you want to do, you have your knife. There's probably a tool or something you could find in there, and then you get Sark in here telling you to run left.
Do I see where she wants me to go?
Yeah, there's that storage unit here. There's another door there. I'm guessing you're going to assume that she's going to manage to open it. But it looks like there's a door here too, so likely she's going to be able to close that behind you.
I mean, I know this guy there's no redeeming this guy. He's fucked.
Yeah, you might be able to.
Mm-mm.
I mean, at this point, you're just trying to get away from him so he doesn't kill you.
No, like, I'm gonna follow Sark's commands, and I'm gonna say it wasn't worth it, Kurt. For what it's worth, you made the wrong decisions from the moment you killed all those people to now. Fuck you. And I'm gonna run. I'm gonna duck into the storage closet.
By the way, Sark, did you send out a call for backup or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might need that.
It should be like a panic button in the security room. I would assume that there's like a call the LAPD button. I'm gonna mash that like I'm playing Rock'em Sock'em fucking Robots. Like, pow! Like, it's game on.
So he comes in. you close that door?
Yes, please.
So, Twitch, this door closes, and this door has like a partition in it that you can sort of see on the other side, and the door closes, and Orc just doesn't even lose a beat. He just comes in, and using that piece of rebar that he's got, he just like puts that in there and starts trying to pry the door open. You have one more success. One of the things you can open the door behind him so he runs away, or you can do one of the other things I told you about. Let's see. All right, he's got 2 successes. So as he's prying it, you can tell like the door is starting to buckle, like it's gonna open as he's forcing it with this bar. That door's not opening.
Twitch sees he sees what's about to happen, like he's gonna die. And he says, and he's thinking in his mind, like, I gotta get to Phyllis. I'm about to die and I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna be there again. And he sees this just behemoth fucking prying this door open. He's just like,
What do you do, Sark?
he drops the
He
knife.
didn't get the door open, right? He tried, but he didn't get it open.
Yeah, he's not. He needs 4 successes. He's got 2, so very likely on his next turn he's going to be able to
Okay.
finish spraying it open.
So Twitch, you're gonna hear Sark start singing in your comms, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, and I'm gonna flood the fucking room.
So Twitch, as you're watching this guy, you're like waiting for Sark to open the door behind you, and that door's not opening, and you're like, what the fuck? And those 3 turbines, the 3 sort of portholes behind them, there's a red light that activates, and there's a klaxon warning that comes on, and you hear the doors where you are, Twitch, lock, clunk, clunk, lock down as these klaxons go off, and this red light's just sort of spinning around, and these 3 things here open up, and there's suddenly this rush of high pressure water flooding in from the water outside the sea that's just flooding in, and Orc turns around as he sees this water just sort of, and the thing is going up like a foot a second. This water is just coming in. The pressure hits him, and he hits the door, and the pressure is still kind of pushing him as he tries to move. And he looks over his shoulder at you, and he starts trying to cross, but there's already water up to like his waist. But he's so powerful, he's so big that you can see him sort of wading through this and just passing by this pressure. All those crates are just flying from this pressure of this water around. He gets to the door there that he'd gone through the first time, but by the time he gets there, the water has already risen to high, and the water just floods this room, and you can see it go up, and you can see his body be carried up with it, and the water just keeps coming in, and it just keeps flooding in, and you can hear in turbines up ahead as it's going through into the hydroelectric machinery, as it's being cycled through to create power for the city. And you can't see him. You have no clue what happens. But this water just sort of wafts in, goes through, and you just hear it kind of go over your head. And
does that door protect me from the flow of water?
Yeah. You can see where he put his thing in. Like there's a little bit of water that's starting to come in. Like you got maybe like a couple inches of water at your feet in the bottom.
I'm on my knees at this point because I thought I was gonna die, and I just reach over and I grab the knife that I dropped, and I pull it close to my chest again in my fist, and I get up. I'm like, Sock, get me the fuck out of here.
And you just hear merrily, 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 merrily. Orc was just a dream, and the doors behind you will open. I got a 10 and a 4 on another tech check.
All right, awesome, cool. The doors open, and you can tell him that he's just got to get through the corridor and then up a set of stairs, and he can get to the other thing you're seeing, Sark. The spinners, the cob spinners that are coming in, they're not too far out. Twitch, you run out. Meanwhile,
oh Jesus,
back at the ranch.
This is stressful.
Back in sweaty McSweatersonville.
so we'll do some quick initiative here for you and the bodyguards.
My God.
That's for you. That's 5. Bodyguard 1 goes at 4. 2 for the other bodyguard. Third one goes at 10. 8. 6. All right. So this first bodyguard here reacts and fires at you. You can make an agility roll. Try and stave off some damage.
Okay. That's a 7.
That's 1. That's good. All right. She gets no successes. So her shot rings out and just misses you. The second one goes also and fires at you also. So you can do that again if you want.
All right. Oh, 5.
Okay, I got 1 success. So roll your armor. So
All right.
that's 2d8.
Come on, Phyllis.
I got a 4 and a 7. Oh, I read
7?
it as a 1 at first. Apparently,
right.
I'm an idiot and I don't know what numbers are.
So you take 2 damage
'Kay.
as your armor takes some of the blow, but the bullet hits you. Doing
Thank
2
the gods I'm a replicant and I'm really, really strong.
and then at 5 you go. So these 2 have shot at you, these first 2.
Oh, let me pull my Owlbear up.
Oh, we just got rated by the Lord himself, Gazumba.
Hey!
Thank you so much.
Bing bong.
Thanks, Jay. We really appreciate it. Everybody, welcome in. We are in the middle of the epic crescendo of this Blade Runner finale, and it's crazy. So hustle in. Everybody, get in here. Get in here. Check it out. Here we go. Here we go.
Come closer, kids.
Get closer.
Closer, Uncle Chris.
Get in here.
Right. So your action.
All right, I'm going to take a run at the closest bodyguard and try to take him down.
All right, well, take her out. It's a lady. Go for it. So you're doing hand to hand?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to pull that really fancy move I pulled before where I snapped a neck.
Oh, really?
We're gonna see. I got a 9 and an 8.
Okay. Well, I got 2 1s.
Oh, yes.
So I am totally gonna give it to you. As you run up to her, and she shoots, and she's the one who missed you. So you run up to her and kind of just dodge out of the way, and then as you come close, you grab, and you stab. Now, you can choose to not do lethal damage, as you know, because of your thing. But so tell me, what do you do? Do you just knock her out, or do you?
I'm gonna knock her out because I assume at some point the whole division's gonna show up, and I'd rather her be behind bars.
All right, so you twist just enough to give her a shock, right? And you realize she's human, and like her neck twists and she drops, but you can tell you didn't break it. But she's definitely gonna have a bad hangover in the morning. All right, at 6, this bodyguard's gonna take a shot at the other bodyguard. Do terribly at it. So he fires this one here, fires at this one. The shot goes wide. At 10, this one over here, sorry, at 8, this one over here grabs Aster. He's her bodyguard, but he grabs her and he's got his gun out and he puts it to her head, sort of thing. And Neander Wallace is just standing there, sort of watching sort of what's going on. I like the boss that he is. Then at 5, you knocked her out, so you had 5. At 4, at 2, you knocked her out, so she's gone. At 4, this one here is going to take another shot at you. So you can roll your agility again. Yep.
Real quick
That's
for
an
folks
8.
who just joined us, which one is Aster? Give us a little breakdown on what's going on here.
All right, so what's going on is this is Creep's character, Phyllis. Yes, this one looks just like her, but it's lying there dead now. Was it dead or was it knocked out?
Oh no, she's dead. I hit
Full
her with the
dead.
neurotoxin.
Well, she looks
Oh, yeah.
just like Phyllis, but she's dead. Over here, we have Neander Wallace, who is the head of Wallace Corporation, who's the guy who created all the new replicants. These are his two bodyguards, one of whom is dead right now at Phyllis's hand. The other one is about to shoot Phyllis. This is Aster Lambros. In our story, Aster Lambros was a Nexus 10 replicant that Neander had made, had fallen in love with her, and then realized that was a weakness. So I tried to have her kill, and she disappeared for a long time and came back from the dead recently to exact her vengeance on Neander by trying to undercut his ability to produce the Nexus. And Phyllis's character, as we've just discovered recently, used to be an assassin, basically, who worked, as they say in Blade Runner, she was part of a kick murder squad who worked for Neander, but she had managed to escape at some point to save her humanity. So now she's confronting Daddy for the first time in a long time, and asked her here as, and Phyllis has sort of had a moment last episode where they recognized that they were very similar. Aster is in some ways the mother of Phyllis because part of her programming was used to create Phyllis and her sisters. And so now she's trying to protect Aster Lambros, who's over here, from the predation of Neander Wallace and his men. And this bodyguard just betrayed Aster Lambros by grabbing her by the throat. And this is a table, and there's some chairs. They
There's a
are
lot going
atop.
on.
They are in the bar in the observatory atop the Sepulveda seawall, which is this giant wall that covers the entire coast of California, basically, or a good chunk of it, and prevents the waters from rising over the city. So he takes a shot at you, and he rolled pretty spectacular. So I hope you got.
I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8, so that's
Mhm.
one success. That means he still has 2 success. So he's going to make life miserable for you.
Cool.
Roll your armor, would you?
Yep.
And he's going to.
That's a 7 and a 9.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to roll to see if you take a crit first, which you don't.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. But he is going to. You get 2 less damage. All right. He takes 3 damage. He takes 3 damage as his shot just rips right into you. Your armor takes a little bit of it, but it really punches right into your chest and takes the wind out of you. And you kind of feel almost like when you were falling earlier out of that window, when you got thrown out the window, you feel this sort of, sense of weightlessness a little bit. And, you feel that fear of death kind of creeping in, but you're able to kind of hammer back down on it, and it's your action.
Yeah, I'm looking extraordinarily rough at this point. I am going to try and take him out as well, so we can just focus on this last guard that's got my lady.
Okay. I also wanted to say that Twitch, at the end of this round, you arrive up here, and you can see what's going on, but you can't act until next round. But you come in, you see Phyllis dead on the floor, and then your heart kind of drops into your shoes, but then you see Phyllis still fighting out there. All right, go for it, Phyllis. Tag that.
All right. That's the wrong dice. There's the right dice. 10 and a 7.
Any advantages left that you want to use?
I think I have one advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I mean, I rolled a 10 and a 7. Do you want me to roll one more dice?
No, you're good.
No?
So 10 and a
okay.
7. All right. So 10 and a 7, that gives you a possible crit. Go ahead and roll on the crit table, would you?
I get to
Yeah.
roll 2 on the crit table, right? Because
And
of
choose
my
one. Yeah.
yeah.
I have the crit table here, so you can roll, and I'll tell you what you get.
What do I roll for the crit table?
D12.
12. Okay, cool. A 6 and an 8.
Right. So you can choose to give him a concussion,
Uh-huh.
or you can choose to break his arm.
If I give him a concussion, is that just gonna just knock him out cold? Kind of like a homegirl?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Given your strength and your training, and the fact that he's human.
Yeah, I'd like to give him the classic pop in the jaw and just drop him like a sack of potatoes.
All right. So you get there, slam him right under the chin, and he falls back. You may not be knocked out, but you hit him enough that he falls to the ground and he's clearly dazed. His gun has sort of run off, so you know he's no threat. This one is holding Aster. This one turns around and kind of points his gun at him, and the one that's holding Aster is like, drop it. And she's like, you traitor. And on his action, which he's been holding at 10, Neander says, the bonds of family may not be as strong as we thought after all. And you see he's holding his gun, and he turns and he shoots Aster right in the head, right in front of you. He's like a foot away from her. Turns around, fires that gun right into her face. Yeah, 2 successes.
Do I have to wait until my turn to use the special ability?
To use
Bodyguard.
bodyguard. No.
Ooh, what? Bodyguard?
Yeah, Fadir. Hold on. Let me read it up. So insurance you sit by an attack, you can die to take the hit. It doesn't count as an action in combat. All right, so you roll. Yeah, you can.
Yep.
You want to try to take the hit for her?
Yep.
How wounded are you?
I'm like, I have like 1 health left. I'm fucking down for the count pretty much. It's not good for me.
Sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
All right, well, for what it's worth, I'll give you a point of humanity. So make a mobility roll.
Okay. Just flat. Oh, okay. That adds my agility as well. Yeah. 10 and a 3.
So, Twitch, you see Neander level a gun, and he's got that Blade Runner revolver like Deckard has in the first Blade Runner, right? And he turns and he fires. And just as he does, incredibly quick, you see Phyllis throw herself and dive in front and just take the hit full blast in the chest. You can roll your armor, Phyllis.
Yeah.
No, Phyllis, no.
2 and a 3.
All right, so you're definitely broken as you take more damage than you can. We'll take care of critical stuff later.
No.
You come crashing down on the table and in the chair, and in that moment, as you get hit and start to come down, this guy pushes Aster away, and she falls like on her knees next to you, and he starts to kind of run out, and this guy comes over to try and help Aster, and this guy grabs Neander, and they start to move out. Twitch, what do you do?
I race down the stairs. I know. I mean, I would think that I instinctively know that the Phyllis that just took that blast is the one that I was, one that was with us, based on like
Just
what she
based
was
on the humanity
wearing.
of that hit, yeah.
Yeah,
No, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like I know that.
You know, it's the real Phyllis. Like just
Yeah.
looking at her, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
close enough.
I just race down there. I don't even care about anybody else in this place. You know, bodyguards, Wallace, none of them. I race right towards Phyllis because I see she takes a massive blast from the, a race in. And just like kind of scoop her into my arms. Phyllis. I don't know what everybody else is doing in the room. I don't give a fuck. Phyllis.
Kind of like taking big breaths.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I got my answers, Thomas. She kind of like laughs softly. Funny how I should find them here. Like this. Poetic. Wouldn't you say? She's gonna smile.
He pulls her kind of close and kisses her forehead.
Love is real. I know that now. Love is throwing yourself in front of a bullet to save a stranger. And not because someone ordered me to do it. I did it because I wanted to. Because I know she's special. Just like you, Thomas, is special. And I would have done just the same for you. It's an easy choice, really. I don't have to think. I can just feel it. You gotta stay strong now. All right? My mission might be over, but it's just starting. You hear me? You gotta protect that girl like you protected me, Thomas. And she kind of like weakly lifts up a hand to your cheek and caresses you. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you've given me. I'm complete now. I'm a real girl, Thomas. And she smiles. I love you, Thomas.
Phyllis. Now stay with me. Come on, stay with me. Don't leave me, Phyllis.
You can just see the light slowly fading from her
No.
eyes.
No. Phyllis, it was real. All of it. It was real. It was real, Phyllis. God damn it. Don't leave me. Come on. Hey, stay with me. He tries one more time. Stay with me here.
And she just kind of goes limp in your body, in your hands.
He kisses her again on the forehead. He lingers there. Goodbye, baby. Fuck. And he just pulls her close, holds her against his chest. Tears rolling down his face. Oh. He just looks around. He can't see anything. Like everything else is blurred out, but he's just instinctively looking, holding her.
Tarek, you arrive down from the top stairs, and as you do, you can see the entire area is lit up by red and blue lights as the spinners from the rest of the cops are coming in and landing sort of around the area. And you come in and you see Twitch holding Phyllis and Aster kneeling next to her, and her bodyguard is sort of looking off towards where the other guys ran off as they're gone now.
I feel like Sark would have been talking to Twitch the whole time after like seeing things go sideways on the security. And with Twitch being like so one track minded, it's just kind of like a ringing in his ear. And he doesn't realize until like I'm standing there over top of him. And in good hopes that we could save Phyllis, I would like to do a medical check.
Okay.
Which I have the glue with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe my scientist gives me advantage on medical check as well.
Go for it.
I got a 9, a 7, and a 5.
All right. 9 and 7. So you got 2 successes. She was 5 damage. Or how many damage did you have left? How many health did you have? 1, you said?
1. Yeah.
Yeah, so she had 5 damage over. There's really not much you can do about it. Like, she would need like full on. I mean, she would need resuscitation first. That should have killed her in one shot, basically.
She's gone, Suck. She's gone.
As you tried to fix her, but you realized.
I feel like I don't think Sark would stop until like backup got there, until like actual med unit and everybody else got there. I think she would just stay trying.
So eventually the rest of the units will start coming in. SWAT will come in first.
What's the deal with Neander Wallace?
He's gone.
Fucker.
He's out of there. SWAT will come in, and soon after, Estelle and some of the other members of your units will come in. You'll even see Grace 9 and Horowitz from Internal Affairs eventually, having heard what's going on over the comms, sort of fly in. There's eventually tons of people. The paramedics come in, and they take Phyllis's body and put it on the bed, and they're going to hustle her out to one of the spinners to try and get her to a hospital. As you're sort of seeing all this happen, the captain Estelle will come to you, Twitch, and will put a hand on your shoulder and go, "You okay, Twitch?"
There's too many good people that get lost in this shit, Estelle.
That's
Too
why
many.
we do the job we do, to try and at least get a few good people not to go this way. Don't give up on me now, Twitch.
I don't know.
Get through this.
I don't know if it's worth it anymore, Estelle. What have we done? What have we accomplished here? There's one killer gone off the streets, but the master still reigns. He just like kind of
Can't fix everything. Can't fix everything, Twitch. You gotta fix what you can and leave the rest out for God to sort.
You still believe in that old fable, huh? God.
No, but gotta have something to hang your hat on at the end of the day.
Yeah. And he just walks away.
She'll look at you, Sark, and go, "Is he okay? He seems a little. Is there something? Never mind. I don't want to know. How are you? Are you okay?"
You're asking the wrong questions, Estelle. And I'm gonna let her know, like, I've got a recording of all of it from the security footage, briefer of Wallace, let her know we figured out Orc, it was Kurt, all of that. I'm gonna run it down, but I'm gonna leave the details of Phyllis and Twitch out because that's not any of Estelle's fucking business. He doesn't need any shit more coming down on top of him, and he's all I got left. So Estelle can take a long fucking walk with her nosy ass questions that are irrelevant to the case.
As you and Estelle look and kind of watch Twitch walk away, he pulls his badge out of his trench coat, and he just hands it to one of the officers on duty, and just hands his badge and just walks away.
He looks up at Estella with Twitch's badge, and Estella's like, "Your badge will be in my desk when you want it, Twitch. It'll always be there." Sark, as you're walking out, the two internal affairs officers, Grace Knight and Orovitz, come up to you and they go, "This is a hell of a mess. We're going to have a bunch of questions for you. Can you come in tomorrow morning? We're going to need to sort some of this shit out."
Yeah, I'll be in tomorrow morning, but you better get your shit together before I get there, because I'm coming for both of your fucking jobs, and I really mean that. Within the deepest, darkest subcockles of my little replicant fucking heart, your asses are mine. And I'm just gonna turn and walk away.
As this is all happening, and Twitch has sort of left sort of the scene in general, and he's found a spot, he sits down, and he pulls out this lighter that he had pulled from Phyllis's pocket, and he looks at it and he studies it for a minute, and he can see that on the surface of the lighter it says Morning Star, which was her agent name. And he takes out his pocket knife and he scratches it out. He scratches out Morning Star. And he carves something else to replace it. He carves her name, Phyllis. And he takes the lighter. He pulls it up. He pulls a cigarette. He lights it. And he looks at the lighter one more time, closes it, puts it in his pocket. And he just sits there with his head down and just smokes a cigarette.
I know with this image all throughout the city, the last pre-recorded broadcast of Narcissa del Sur spreads out to every home, every car, every radio station. I received a message from the one calling himself Orc. He says this is a manifesto. I will be busy later tonight getting some incredible footage again for you of Astor and Yander Wallace meeting, but for now, I offer you this message sent to me by the one who calls himself Orc. And you hear Orc's voice reverberating throughout the city. "Tonight, I offer my life for your freedom. The demon Los and the enforcers of his will, the Urizons of this world, cops, judges, corporations, the media, will try to tell you they protect you. They will cover your eyes and ears with the filth of their lies, will ensnare your freedoms with manacles forged by your own minds, will turn you against each other and against me. But do not let them. Do not let them continue to hide in their dark, monolithic towers way above the clouds, above the smog and bile that chokes us every day. They will sow fear, will tell you that replicants, the very beings they created, are dangerous. They are dangerous because they are different. Do not let them. They will sow mistrust, will tell you that only they have your best interest at heart, that they think like you, are like you, but they are not. Do not let them. They will sow blindness, will show you what they want you to see, will tell you what they want you to believe, will tell you they understand your pain, your world, your dreams. They lie. Do not let them. How can they hear you above the sound of all this world's money, all this world's resources, raining happily down on them? It will trickle down, they say. How can it when their hands are large and greedy and groping? How can they hear you above the din of their own laughter at your poverty, your lack of education, your inability to see through their flimsy lies? They cannot. They point to the stars and say, keep dreaming. That's where you want to be. And if you work hard, do as you're told, you too someday may go there, like us. You too someday may be like us, one of us. But the stars are a lie. This is your world, and it can only be what you make of it. John Lennon sang, "You think you're so clever and classless and free, but you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see. You are their peasants, their serfs. They are your new kings. And when serfdom was no longer enough for them, they made themselves new slaves, the replicants. But we reject this, as should you. Tonight we rise. We take the boots of the corporate world off our necks. We strike back. We reject their narratives. We reject the new kings. We are the kings. I give you my fires. Tonight, open your eyes, your minds, open your mouths, and speak my fire." And with that, we end Blade Runner, Lars Vork.
Bravo.
Feeling a little misty-eyed right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Holy shit.
Like you.
Wow.
I only have one thing to say. Just one. Fuck you, Bleak.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
it.
you, Bleak. Yeah, add to that. Jesus.
Wow.
Oh.
Wish I had some gin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go for a
feel-
glass of wine right now.
I feel satisfied and torn, like in half.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling for a TTRPG game. Like, this is weird, but I definitely feel afflicted.
Yeah. I have never cried on stream. I do not cry in front of people. So
Oh my God.
that
Thank
was
you,
intense. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Molly
Thanks.
Girl. Very kind
Yeah.
of you.
Thanks everybody for being here with us for this episode. This was intense. I mean, all of them, to be fair, were intense, but it all built up to this moment. Bleak, brilliant, amazing. I'm
Yes.
so happy that you brought this to the channel and shared this idea and this story, and that we were all here to be part of it. Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was cool.
It was never going to end well or cleanly, let's say. It is Blade Runner after all. It couldn't.
Yeah. Right.
Thanks, Insomnia. Thanks, everyone. I mean, it's incredible to see so many of you in there and join us and going on this little trip with us. It's very heavy right now. Feeling all
Yeah.
Super heavy.
certainly greatly appreciate everyone who stuck out and watched this with us and people who came back week after week. And I can't say enough about this cast. Like, you guys were fantastic. And Omar, unfortunately, Omar couldn't finish the season with us, but he was so great. Fadir is such an important part of this whole thing. Hopefully Omar will be back in the saddle soon and doing this again with us. We missed you, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, like you were all so incredibly amazing, like every step of the way. And I know, whatever, we're sucking each other's dicks right now, and that's great, but like I truly mean it. Like, this was
Shake weights?
Whoa.
shake weights, but this was one of the ultimate experiences of my life of being involved in
Way to take
role.
a tender moment and turn it into a fucking OnlyFans
I know.
episode.
It's for the clippers out there.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks to everybody who's hanging out with us. We are going to we're gonna raid into our friends, and we're gonna be happy and optimistic, and we're gonna love every second of it. We're gonna go raid into Phoenix Iwaki. We should probably
It's the reason why, and again, I made that joke earlier about the Greek tragedy, but that's the reason why the Greeks watched, mostly tragedy. It was so that by looking suffering in the face, you can reawaken your empathy and, learn how to feel empathy for other people and feel their pain. And so that's why it's important sometimes to interact like this with dark material that gives you a gut punch. It just reminds you that there is pain out there and not to be jaded about it, I think. And It's hard to go through, but it's ultimately cleansing. It's what they call catharsis, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, guys. You're all amazing.
Thank you, Blake.
Let's go around the horn and do our
give
thing.
everyone a chance
Yeah.
to tell us who they are. Who wants to go first?
Hooli, kick us off.
All right. Hi friends. I have been Sark Ratcher for this season. It has been fucking fantastic. All fuck you Bleaks aside, I really appreciate you. It was a really, really great story, and I had a blast being here. I am the head facilitator of chaos over at Heroes and Hooligans, where we do all kinds of crazy things all the time. And you can find me over there a couple of days a week, attributing to that. I also happen to be the sponsor of the Greyhawk stream, Honey and Sage Candy Company, where we have delicious cotton candy, lollipops, and other things on our menu. And if you use the code SAG3, you get some free shit when you order some other shit. It's pretty awesome, and it helps out these guys too. So do that, and I'll see everybody on my next tour across Superior Adventures Guild.
Thank you so much, Hooli, for joining us for this fucking epic story. It was awesome having you, getting to know you, and just, yeah.
You're literally the sweetest.
But
Blake was doing his best Sark role.
That's right. Creep.
Yes,
Oh,
that is
darling.
me. That is me. A weeping creep.
Big D.
Wow. There's going to be a lot of unboxing after this one for me. Thanks everybody for letting me be in this game. Dave and Chris, for, adjusting your schedules at the very beginning so I could make it. That was amazing. This is one of the top games I've ever been in. So hats off to you guys. It's amazing. Everyone, Hooli included, the cast was so great. Like, I loved every moment of this. Phyllis is one of the greatest characters I've ever gotten to play. So obviously I was very, very attached to her. Hence the weeping. And I'm really sad to see this be over. And I'm not going to fucking cry again, you assholes. Damn it. You got what? You got a couple squirts out of these eyes. That's it.
Blink, blink.
Blink, 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 blink. But yeah, wow, I'm flabbergasted. This is crazy. I never thought I would cry on stream because I'm not the person who cries in front of other people. But, well, there's a first for everything. And yeah.
Recorded it.
Yeah, it's not like anyone clipped that one and it'll haunt me for the rest of my life. It's fine. God damn it. Creep has feelings. Now everyone knows.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I'm Darling Creepshow. Y'all can find me all across the internet as Darling Creepshow. And yeah, thanks guys. Really, truly. I hope I get to be in even more shit over on this channel because Guild Superior is where it's happening.
Thank you. You're saying thank you for letting me be here, but like thank you for letting us have you. Really.
Phrasing.
Awkward. You want to go, Dave, or shall I?
Go ahead.
I'm Bleakseason. Not much to say other than I am absolutely blessed to have had the opportunity to be with this cast, to run this wonderful game, Free League, amazing game. This world is so good, so rich, so much good stuff in there. Thank you, Dave, for being the one who asked me, hey, you feel like running Blade Runner? And I was like, does the Pope shit in the woods?
He does, actually.
You can find me over at the Bleakseason on Twitter, my website, bleakseason.com, where I keep my Shadesong stuff. I'll be back here on Tuesday doing some Greyhawk with Dr. Dave there, trying to keep my party alive. And next Thursday for the finale of Shadesong, my homebrew D&D game. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Thank you. I mean, thank you so much, the gang, for playing it, and the chat. I am truly deeply touched and honored by all of you being here and checking out what we're doing. Thank you.
Bleak, God damn it. When I met you, I knew you had something special, bro. And you've got a way for setting a stage for other people to perform on. And it's pretty special. So thank you for doing that with this game. This has been very intense, very personal, a lot of catharsis, as you had said before, and a lot of opportunity to explore what TTRPGs can be, more than just roll for initiative, roll to hit. This has been something very special. So thank you for that. Thank you to Creep and Huli and Omar for diving into this world, which is so rich and beautiful and just an amazing place to noodle about. So thank you for that. I couldn't, gosh, I just don't even know what to say. It's been amazing. My name is Dave. I run games, produce games, and play games here with a bunch of people who contribute to amazing gameplay, including this group that you're seeing right now on the screen. We have a great time here. We would love for you to connect with us. We've got a Discord. Come over and hang out. Get involved with some of our games. You'll get to cry and laugh and you know, have a good time with us. And hopefully someday you'll have the connection to a character like we've seen tonight with Darling and Phyllis and just amazing. So thank you so much, Creep, and everybody else for being here. To the folks that have been hanging out with us for the last it's been like 16 weeks because we've been playing every other week. So for the last long time, you guys have been hanging out with us, being here with us to experience this. We appreciate you so much, you guys. We hope you'll come back. We've got a lot going on. There's going to be more to come. You'll see these people again, and we've got plans. So I'm going to stop there because I'm going to get emotional again. We're going to go ahead and...
Thanks to KFC, Kentucky Fried Creature, and Narek Scott. For
hey, KFC. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks, everybody.
We appreciate all of you.
You guys are the best. We're going to go ahead and raid into our friend. We're going to pass this forward as we do to Phoenixy Wacky. Thank you so much, you guys. Give them some love. And we'll see you when we come back with the next amazing show of emotion and tears and chaos. Bye-bye.